everybody, and welcome to Shea Stadium in New York. Tonight, the 13th annual Mayor's Trophy game between the New York Yankees and the New York Mets. I'll be chatting with my pregame guest, Yankee outfielder Lou Piniella. We'll be back in a moment.
Announcing the Spirit of 76 Excursion Fair. Ozark Airlines is getting the Spirit of 76 early by lowering fares in 75 on certain flights in certain areas. The farther you fly, the more you'll save. There are some requirements, such as travel days, when tickets must be purchased, length of stay. But call your professional travel advisor or Ozark Airlines for details of Ozark's Spirit of 76 Excursion Fair.
I'll be talking with you every Monday through Friday from 10 to noon about everything important to all of us. Our visiting experts will help you cope with life in and around the city. Listen to my bargain reviews of restaurants, nightclubs, and everything. Call me at 489-1155. WMCA.
New York Yankees warm-up is Lou Piniella, the slugging outfielder of the New York Yankees. Lou, last Friday you were in Oakland, and then the ball club had you come back to New York for the dizzy spells that you were having. Exactly what happened?
Well, that's right, Don. Last Friday I visited a doctor in Oakland. He told me that he didn't know exactly what was wrong with me, but he saw a lot of movement in my eyes that proved to him that I was dizzy, and he suggested that I come back to New York and see the team doctor, and I did do that. I flew back Sunday, and the team doctor sent me to Dr. Brookler, which is an ear specialist here in town, and extensive tests were made on me, and I think the analysis was that I did have an ear infection that was causing all my problems.
Lou, how did this all come about, and when did it first start? When did you first notice it?
Well, I've had this now for the last 2.5, 3 weeks. I don't know how it came about. The doctor more or less thought that it might have come from bad cold or sore throat or something. It moved up into the inner passages inside my head, but he doesn't really know, and I don't know either. I know that about 2.5 weeks ago, I was eating supper with my wife, and I just started getting dizzy, and from then on, I'd get these spells of dizziness a few times a day, and the last few days before I left the club, I had them all the time, and I just couldn't perform.
How about at the plate? Did you ever get a dizzy spell while you were in the batter's box?
No, I played 2 games in Baltimore, and I saw the ball quite well. I wasn't feeling well at the time, but there was no excuse for not hitting. The only thing that might have bothered me a little bit was the speed of the ball, because maybe I didn't judge it as well. But outside of that, I saw the ball good, and I played 2 ball games, and what gave me more problems than anything was catching fly balls. I wanted to make sure that I was braced every time the ball was hit to me.
Lou, please stand by. We'll continue with our pregame guest, Lou Piniella, outfielder with the Yankees, in a moment. We'll be back in a moment.
Like many people, you may be growing vegetables and fruit to help beat the high cost of food, or growing ornamental flowers simply for their beauty. But your flowers, vegetables, and fruit could be attacked and destroyed at any time by aphids, leafhoppers, flea beetles, and other bugs you may never even have heard of. There are many different insecticides you could buy to combat all those different bugs, but you need only one. Spectracide Lawn and Garden Insect Control. It's really effective. Spectracide controls a wide range of bugs and can be used on your lawn and shrubs as well as your vegetables, fruit, and flowers. Spectracide is available in 4 easy-to-use forms: liquid concentrate, aerosol spray, garden dust, and granular for use only on lawns. Spectracide, the all-purpose insecticide.
Back to yourself and to hitting, and of course you were one of the leading hitters in the American League last season, and there's an old saying that everybody wears out, that cream comes to the top, and I'm sure it's going to in your case because you're a real good hitter. There are some other ball players in the club that are undergoing the same problem. What happens when you get into a slump like this?
Well, a lot of things really happen. Maybe players start pressing a little bit too much. Maybe they start thinking a little bit too much of the problem, and they're not watching the ball. It's more or less worried about the hands and feet and so forth. But it's tough. It's when you're not hitting a baseball, you're pressing a little more than you usually do when you're hitting the ball well at home plate, and you say, well, I have to get a base hit this time, and I have to get a base hit, and sooner or later things get a little worse. But I think that you made a correct statement. There is a lot of ability on this ball club, and even though the players as a whole haven't performed, there are quite a few players that are playing quite well. The talent is here, and usually over the course of a summer, the people that have done well and played well are going to play well again.
Lou, you're physically okay now, though. The ear infection is gone, and you're ready to go.
Well, I would say it's gone, but I would say that it's subsided quite a bit. I feel much better, and I talked to the doctor this morning, and he told me to work out the night, and if I feel fine, I can start playing over the weekend if the manager wants me to.
Well, we certainly hope we see you in that lineup real soon. Lou, the very best of luck to yourself and the Yankees.
Thank you, Dom. Enjoyed talking to you.
We'll be back in a moment.
Joe Namath, Dick Allen, Muhammad Ali, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Catfish Hunter, Phil Rizzuto, Bobby Hull, Dave Cowens, Earl Monroe, Dave Schultz. Those names and hundreds others mean sports excitement and controversy. If you'll give me a call, we'll talk about them and to them right here on WMCA. Monday through Friday from 7 to 10, Saturday afternoons from 3 to 8.
WMCA, New York, New York.
Announcing the Spirit of 76 Excursion Fair. Ozark Airlines is getting the Spirit of 76 early by lowering fares in 75 on certain flights in certain areas. The farther you fly, the more you'll save. There are some requirements, such as travel days, when tickets must be purchased, length of stay. But call your professional travel advisor or Ozark Airlines for details of Ozark's Spirit of 76 Excursion Fair.
The Yankees and the New York Mets here at Shea Stadium in the 13th annual Mayor's Trophy game. And tonight's game finds both teams having won 6 games. The Mets will be pitching George Stone. He has been pitching in the Mets extended spring training program in St. Petersburg, Florida. He pitched for the Mets against the United States Military Academy at West Point last Monday on May 5th and allowed 1 hit in 4 innings of pitching. He retired the last 11 batters. Since then, he's made 1 pitching appearance in Florida, pitching 1 hitless inning last Saturday before the game was called because of rain. He was placed on the disabled list on April 1st and had been on the disabled list from August the 9th of last season until the end of the 1974 season. Although the Yankees have called up Bob Johnson from Syracuse and Ken Clay from West Haven, the starter for the Yankees tonight will be Mike Wallace. Wallace does not have any record. He has 2 appearances, and he has pitched 4.1 innings of pitching, allowed 10 hits, 7 runs. All 7 have been earned. And we're going to be back very shortly with the start of the game. Stay tuned for New York Yankee baseball.
When it's time to play ball, get up to home plate and bat against inflation by shopping the Cross County Center in Yonkers. Pile up a winning score in shopping values throughout Cross County's famous stores. Stores like Gimbel's, Wanamaker's, Wallach's, Lubin's, Wallace Corning, Lerner Shops, Franklin Simon, Paperback Booksmith, Woolworths, Walgreens, and many, many more. Big stores and little stores, specialty shops and fashion boutiques like The Gap and Roman's. Restaurants like Wilsker's and the Red Coach Grill. Finance supermarket, service stores. A great team of merchants determined to give you more of everything, especially value and savings. Enjoy Yankee-style bargains in the heart of Yankee country. The Cross County Shopping Center in Yonkers, where the New York Thruway meets the Cross County Parkway.
This is Roy White of the New York Yankees. When I'm not playing ball, I listen to John Sterling right here on WMCA, New York.
Today's game is brought to you by the New York State Vacation Land, your guide to the New York State vacation of your life. By the Brewers of Schaefer Beer as another major event in the Schaefer Circle of Sports. And by Getty Premium, the gasoline that sells for 2 to 2 1/2 cents less per gallon than most other major premiums. And by the New York, New Jersey, Fairfield County Dodge Boys, who are now offering $200 cash rebates on Dodge Dart and Van.
Everybody, welcome back to Shea Stadium. This is Phil Rizzuto along with Dom Valentino, Frank Messer. Bill White has the night off tonight, but we're all here to help pay tribute to the Sandlot kids of the metropolitan area. And these games between the Mets and the Yankees, the Mayor's Trophy games, benefit those youngsters. And Dom Valentino, having played many, many games in the Sandlots of New York, I can appreciate what they're doing for the kids.
It's amazing the amount of money that has been raised, Phil. $1,360,000 plus. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, and it goes to a great cause. And Dom, it's good to be back with you again. I know you rooted hard. I know we all did out in the West Coast rooting for those Islanders, and they almost made it.
They sure did, and they're going to be here on Saturday night. They'll be honored before the game. And Phil, the Western trip for the Yankees had just concluded. In fact, the overall trip, 2-8. Anything in particular wrong, do you think?
Well, the only thing that was wrong is that they were on the losing end of the score, and they were in every ball game except one. That was the game where Milwaukee really creamed them, if you remember. But in every other ball game, they were in the game until the final out of the ball game. And once again, it was the fact they couldn't get that one key hit to break the game wide open. Bobby Bonds looks like he's coming out of it. He's starting to hit the ball a little more solid. And once he does, I think it'll be a different story.
You know, you've been stressing that, and since you have been stressing the clutch hit, the key hit, you sort of look for things.
Yep.
And it really is stuck in my craw. And I was going through the Oakland press guide, and I got to Sal Bando, who hit 243 last year, yet had 103 RBIs and finished second in the league. And Oakland finished second to last in hitting in the league, and yet one of the top teams at RBIs, and that must be the reason they won.
Exactly right, Don. They get the big hit when they need it, and somebody different every day would do it for that club. A Reggie Jackson, a Sal Bando, Joe Rudy, Gene Tennis. And that's what they're waiting for the Yankees. And what's hurting the Yankees right now is the fact that Ronnie Bloomberg can't swing a bat.
Well, that's got to hurt with his stick. Phil, here are the lineups for tonight's game. For the New York Mets, Mike Phillips will be at shortstop leading off. Felix Millan at second base, batting second. Batting third in center field, Del Unser. In right field, batting fourth, Rusty Staub. John Milner will be at first base, batting fifth. At third base, Wayne Garrett. He'll bat sixth. Dave Kingman will bat seventh and play left field. John Stearns will be behind the plate, batting eighth. And George Stone will be on the mound. For the Yankees, Roy White will lead off and play in left field. In center field, batting second, Elliot Maddox. In right field, Bobby Bonds batting third. Chris Chambliss will bat fourth, and he will be at first base. Walt Williams will be at third base, batting fifth. Rick Dempsey behind the plate, batting sixth. At shortstop, batting seventh, Jim Mason. Fred Stanley will be at second base, batting eighth, and Mike Wallace will be on the mound for the Yankees. Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
Hi, this is George Meadows of the Yankees. When I'm not playing ball, I listen to Bob Grant right here on WMCA New York.
Good crowd here again tonight, Phil, and unfortunately, we've had some threatening skies, but it does look like it's going to be a fine evening.
You know, Dom, I had thought this was the earliest that a Mayor's Trophy game had ever been played, but I see on May the 3rd, 1965 at Yankee Stadium, they had played one. And this is the second earliest game. They also had one on May the 10th at Shea Stadium here. And this could possibly be the smallest crowd, and I was thinking because it was so early in the year, And with both the Yankees and the Mets not playing up to their potential right now, the interest isn't there. But they're coming in, and it could be a surprising crowd.
Jim Catfish Hunter. Jim is really living up to the advanced billing, isn't he? He's really pitching.
I tell you, the Yankees are very happy now that they made that investment in Catfish, because he is pitching now, especially out in Oakland, and everybody said, well, he's so used to pitching out there. And that was a funny thing, Dom, because the interesting thing in the paper, interviewing the ball players for Oakland who had played with Catfish, and then interviewing Catfish to see who would have the advantage. In other words, Gene Tennis, who caught Catfish in almost all his games, struck out all 3 times against him. He said that son of a gun changed his style of pitching against me.
Is that right?
So Catfish, you know, is a smart pitcher as well as an excellent pitcher. And I'm sure before the year's over, it'll be between 25 and 30 wins for Hunter.
That's good to hear. Of course, the 2 wins the Yankees have in the last 10 belong to Catfish Hunter. But the Yankees now have a good long homestand, and with that possibly can turn it around.
Well, a lot of times when you get home, you're playing a lot better. You're on a road trip. Things are going bad. You can't wait to get back with all the loyal fans here, and they are tonight. They're just about split down the middle, Mets and Yankees, and that always makes for a lot of excitement. And look who's ambling up to home plate. Peter Lawrence Yogi Berra. And nobody's got to walk like Yogi except Henry Armetta. You remember Henry Armetta in the movie? No, you're a little too young, Dom.
Too young for that, Phil.
Too young. But anyway, Henry had one shoulder that dipped down and one knee that went to right field and one to left. And that's the way Yogi walks.
You know, he had an amazing career when I ever looked up all the stats for Yogi. What a ball player.
The greatest clutch ball player, I think, that I've ever played with or against. When I say clutch, when the chips were down and you needed a hit, or when you had to throw somebody out, Yogi would be the man to do it. It seemed like he would not play up to his best unless there was a clutch situation.
I got to ask you, Phil, the youngster that came up to the booth in Milwaukee and showed you the Phil Rizzuto glove, who wouldn't take money but wanted 2 gloves autographed by Yogi Berra. Have you told Yogi yet?
No, I haven't had a chance. As a matter of fact, I didn't get to see him tonight, but I'm sure going to see him before we see that kid in Milwaukee again. Because that will be something, a Phil Rizzuto catcher's glove.
That's going to be a classic.
Yeah, the one and only.
And, of course, Yogi has done an outstanding job, and he and a man I know you think so highly of, Joe McCarthy, if I'm not mistaken, are the only 2 to have won pennants in both leagues.
That's right. Now, the thing I like about Yogi, and you can say the same thing for Bill Burton, they don't panic when things go bad. The worst thing a manager can do is suddenly push the panic button, start making changes, start making shifts, getting on his players and upsetting them. And this way, if you keep calm and you do come out of it, then they've got a lot more respect for you, and they play a little harder for you.
Well, the Mets, of course, still have a real shot in their division of the National League. The season is very, very early, and I see that Dave Kingman is really coming along for the Mets.
Well, that was a big deal. The Mets needed some power, and they've got it with Kingman. And as we mentioned before, Dom, you and I, some of the best deals are the deals that were not made. For the Mets, it was Rusty Staub. For the Yankees, it was Roy White. Both of them having great starts. Roy White, tremendous on-base average, and hitting the long ball occasionally, but when it's needed, and stealing bases at a pace just under Bobby Bonds. So by not getting rid of Roy White, they've, and especially with Lou Piniella being injured, when you say injured, he has that in your interview with Lou, which was very interesting before the game. He was quite upset, but now that he knows what the trouble is, his mind is much more at ease.
It's got to be. Phil, you've gone through it so many times, and you always think the worst, don't you?
Oh, yes, you've got to. The mind is sometimes a terrible thing. It runs away with you. And in Lou's case, he had no idea what was troubling him. He'd feel good for a couple of days and then feel bad for a couple of days. And that's the worst feeling in the world. You want to get to the root of the trouble, and then maybe you can eliminate it.
Well, the ball game is being held up a little bit. We'll check the scoreboard for you. Kansas City is at Boston after 2 innings. There's no score. Cleveland at Minnesota, we have no report. And the Milwaukee Brewers and the Texas Rangers are 2-2. Over in the National League, the Chicago Cubs defeated Houston 4-2 this afternoon, and Atlanta got by Montreal 8-7. And in the ninth inning, Cincinnati leads Philadelphia 3-2. Here it's the Mayor's Trophy game, the 13th annual. And each team has won 6 games. And Phil Rizzuto, an exhibition game. I know it may not be as big as a regular season game, but the guys work hard, don't they?
Oh, I want to tell you, this game means as much to both the Mets and the Yankees and to the fans of the Mets and the Yankees as any important game they'll play this year. This can continue right through the winter, the Hot Stove League, trying to decide which is the better team.
And now join us for the national anthem. Phil, on Saturday night, the Yankees are going to be honoring the New York Islanders in a special presentation. And Phil, the many years I've been involved as a broadcaster, I must admit, I have never seen a group of athletes work so hard, put so much effort into one particular project as these youngsters did for the Islanders. And, of course, I know you're very proud of them. All of New York is. And they should be. They did a great job.
Oh, an exceptional job. A young team that wanted to play and wanted to win so badly for Al Arbor, who you know much better than I, but everything I've heard about Al Arbor has been great. And when you got a coach like that, you want to play your heart out. The Islanders did. And they captured the fancy of, I think, everybody all over the United States, because when we were on the West Coast, everybody wanted to know how are the Islanders doing. They had a TV going in the third game, which the Islanders pulled out 2-1, and it was great.
Well, Phil, getting set now is George Stone. Here's a guy that's had trouble with the same type of ailment as Mel Stottlemyre, isn't it?
Yes, that's that rotary cuff. If you get an injury to that, you tear the muscle right around the shoulder. Not only is it very painful, but you cannot throw as hard as you would like. And even right now, with Stone loosening up, kind of looks like he's aiming the ball. You don't like to see any pitcher get an injury like that. You know who had that same type injury and had to hang him up? Don Drysdale. I didn't realize that. The exact same injury, and he said it was so painful that he had to take every hour 6 either aspirin or Darvan or something, and you still couldn't kill the pain, but it would be a little bit more bearable. But all you're doing is making the tear a little bigger. And so he said when he went to the doctor told him, as he did Mel Stottlemyre, one day you're not going to be able to raise your arm to comb your hair. And that's when he decided to call it quits.
Man, that ought to tell you something right there. And Stone, of course, would make a big difference to Yogi's ball club, wouldn't he? George Stone, he'd make a big difference to the Mets, wouldn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Every team needs that fourth starter, and the Mets haven't quite found him yet. Though their big three right now looks like they've turned around. Tom Seaver, who along with Catfish Hunter and Nolan Ryan, I think are the best pitchers in the big leagues. Even though there are a couple others who have won 7 ball games. Some of the Dodger fans will give you arguments with Don Sutton. But Seaver, Matlack, and Kuzman have come around. I'm happy for Yogi to see that. All right, the ball game getting ready to start. And listen to this crowd. You know, that's something you miss on the road, Dom. The other crowds are so polite. You can hear a pin drop, but here is excitement on every pitch, and I miss it. When you're from New York, there's no place like New York. The first pitch to Roy White is a curve low. No, it's not. I got to watch these National League umpires. That's Doug Harvey behind the plate. Hank Soar, former American League umpire at first, and Dutch Rennick at third. Low and away, that's 1-1. National League with such a great difference in their style of umpiring. They stand between the catcher and the batter. The left-hander kicks, and the pitch is over the outside corner. So it's a ball and 2 strikes on Roy White. And Roy had an excellent trip out to the West Coast. He fouls one back into the crowd, and there's the first souvenir of the night. In hockey, when the puck goes in the stands, Dom, they allowed to keep it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I noticed in tennis they got to throw the ball back. I can't believe that.
Well.
Art Stone gets the sign. John Stearns, the rookie, doing the catching tonight. Big curve is high, 2-2. Wayne Garrett deep at third, not too far from the line. The 2-2 pitch, a curve swing and a miss, strike 3. Took just a little bit off, and Roy White has struck out. And I noticed Roy White almost started for the first base dugout, Dom, because that's where the Yankees normally have their dugout.
It's got to be a little strange for them being at a different location for this one ball game.
It is. It makes a big difference. Here's Elliot Maddox, right up there with Roy White, having a great year. Boy, he and White have been getting on a lot for those men coming up in back of them. Outside, ball 1. Dick Hauser coaching at third. Elston Howard over at first. Stone winds, and the curve is high, ball 2-0. Elliott hitting .339. Roy White batting .329. And both of them have a tremendous on-base average. The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 2-1. This is a big, big ball game, Don, for this kid, George Stone, as you mentioned.
This is a real showcase for him tonight.
Yep. The 2-1 pitch, a little high, 3-1.
You know, Phil, now, Elliott got hurt, got hit on the wrist.
Yep.
But, I mean, he came right back, didn't he?
Came right back. He could have stayed out. They expected him to be out for about 3 to 4 days. Came right back the next day. He comes to play. High ball 4, and Maddox is on. And that'll bring up Bobby Bonds. Bobby drove in the winning run in that game last night against the California Angels with a long sacrifice fly. Bobby batting just .211, but leading the Yankees in runs batted in with 20. Thurman Munson has 19.
He's going to be all right, Phil, I'm telling you.
I know you've been telling me that, Dom, and I appreciate it because I like to be comforted. The pitch to Bonds, swing and a miss, strike 1.
And you know, Phil, I was going through the baseball guide. Reggie Jackson now, not a bad hitter, led the league in strikeouts for 4 straight seasons.
Right. I think he's got the record.
Yeah, 171, is it? It's a lot of whiffs.
Stone sets, Maddox leads away. The pitch to Bonds, changeup inside, 1-1. Holding the bag. Ground ball is short. Perfect double play ball. Phillips to Mian. Back to first. Oh, no. Woo-hoo. I forgot about the speed of Bobby Bonds.
Man, can he fly. He really takes off. And that made the difference. And Bobby on at first.
I tell you, I said perfect double play ball. And if there ever was one, that was it. He hit a bullet one hopper to the shortstop, Mike Phillips, who got rid of the ball, and Mian, a great pivot man, got rid of it in a hurry. But Bonds easily beat his throw to first. And it brings up Chris Chambliss. 2 out, Bonds at first. Curve is a little high, ball 1. Chambliss hitting .272 on the air. Has 6 doubles and a triple, no homers. 2 men are out, no score. A fly ball to center field. Moving back is Deluncer. He's there and has it. For the Yankees, no runs, no hits, no errors, a man left. And in the middle of the first, the Yankees nothing, and the Mets coming to bat.
For some, only greatness is good enough. They dream bigger, set their sights higher, and work a lot harder. The brewers of Schaefer Beer have worked their dream since 1842, perfecting a beer with a rare quality of flavor that never fades.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. More than one. Schaefer pleasure doesn't fade even when your thirst is done.
Today, among America's great premium lagers, the one that came first is still the one that always delivers, the one that comes through glass after glass.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
A reminder, the very exciting Oakland A's will be here tomorrow night for a 3-game weekend series. And Phil Rizzuto, the A's look as tough as ever, don't they?
Same kind of a ball club, Dom, that's won them 3 consecutive world championships. They don't scare you, but all of a sudden somebody hits a long ball and suddenly you're behind. Now, you mentioned, you brought out a good point. You look at their team batting average, they're next to last in the league last year in the American League West.
Right, 247.
Unbelievable. But they played together so long, they get that clutch base hit, the big stolen base. And I tell you, the team you're going to be excited about when they come to Yankee Stadium, the fans should too, California Angels. All right, Mike Phillips, youngster acquired from San Francisco. Ground ball, nice play by Chambliss. Picks it up and throws it over the head of Wallace. Wallace was late covering, and what a play by Chambliss. He tried to lead Wallace, but threw it over his head. That'll be a base hit. The first pitch thrown by Mike Wallace. And Chambliss dove to his right, got his glove on it, knocked it down. They almost got him. So, as Dom, you mentioned, this might be an exhibition game, and they're playing that way.
They sure are. You got to put a big star next to that one, Phil. We'll have to put him in contention.
You can't quite do it because they didn't
make the
play. Right.
Right.
All right, Felix Millan. Tough little man with that bat. He chokes up to the trademark. A lot like Jerry Coleman did. Chris Chambliss holds the bag against Mike Phillips. Pitch by Wallace is right down the middle, strike call. Felix Millan batting .233. Has 8 doubles, a triple, and a homer on the year. Excellent hit and run man, good bunter. Little Walt Williams even with the bag at third. Phillips leads away. Pitch by Wallace is foul to the left of the plate, strike 2. Remember Walt Williams telling us, Dom, that he broke in as a third baseman?
You had asked him if what position was he thought that he was most comfortable at. I remember that, and he says third base is what I broke in on.
So we're getting a chance to see him. There's no doubt he's got the quickness. Chambliss holds the bag against Phillips. On deck, Deluncer. Wallace to the belt. The kick and the pitch fouled off the plate, bounced up and hit Millan on the arm.
You know what always intrigues me is when a punch hitter like Millan that doesn't hit the long ball, the outfield seems to be close, the infield seems to be back, and you wonder how he's going to get the ball in there for a hit, but he doesn't.
Right, it's very difficult, but when you're hitting the ball hard, and he's got to hit the ball solid with a little bit of bat he's got left after choking way up. Pitch, ground ball to second, perfect double play. Stanley steps on the big, up, throw to first, not in time. Stanley delayed that fraction of a second by not flipping to Mason. And it allowed Mian to beat his throw to first base. Stanley was not as close to second as he thought. So, forced at second base, Mike Phillips safe on the fielder's choice, Felix Mian. And now Del Unser.
Bill, the standard to go by, if you can, you try to throw rather than take it yourself.
The only time if the shortstop's coming and moving towards the bag. But that time Stanley was moving away from the play and then had to throw back. Unser takes a pitch high, ball one. But Stanley has been playing shortstop and doing a great job. He made some outstanding plays in Oakland and in California. Whenever you move from the left side of the infield to the right side of the infield, it becomes strange. Throw to first base, almost a balk, but he got away with it.
You're looking at the ball coming at you from a different angle, aren't you?
Yes, and it moves differently. Left-hander Mike Wallace sets. Pitch is bounced to first. Chambliss goes to Mason, one. Back to first base. Safe at first base. Again, they just missed the double play. Good play from Chambliss to Mason. And Mason's return throw right on the money, but Unser beat the throw. So they're a two away. And the batter now, Rusty Starr. Pretty good credentials there, Dominic. 23 hits and 21 runs batted in.
He can swing that bat.
Strike one.
What is it they used to call him in Montreal? La Grande. What was that? Yeah, right. That was it.
Supposed to be redhead. He was a big favorite. Has always been a big favorite wherever he's played. Pitch to stop. Line drive. Base hit to right center. And going to third, Unser Maddox's throw. He's out at third base on a great throw. And just a great tag by little Walt Williams. Did you see that quick tag?
Beautiful. What a throw. All the way around. Just a fantastic play.
Well, the score at the end of one, the Yankees nothing and the Mets nothing.
Turn mealtime into polio time with creamy, smooth polio ricotta and easy-to-slice, quick-to-melt polio mozzarella. They've been New York favorites for over 75 years. But you've only just begun to know polio because now you can liven up your favorite pizza or antipasto with polio pepperoni, polio anchovies, polio mushrooms, as well as polio sweet sliced red and green peppers. Or how about adding polio black olives to that antipasto or to that special tossed green salad? Served with warm Italian bread and creamy polio butter. Now more than ever, polio has all you need to put real Italian food on your table.
Well, you live and learn. I knew AMCO does millions of American cars, but I never knew they worked on foreign cars, too. If I only owned a Toyota.
You're gonna be surprised, but don't be surprised by the nice little extras at AMCO.
They've serviced 4 million transmissions. They do things right. AMCO, AA, MCO.
If you have or suspect transmission trouble, take your car to one of the AMCO transmission centers in the greater New York area. Their famous 19-point multi-check is free. They do things right.
And we'll pick that up in a moment.
I don't want to sound too brilliant, but as soon as he turns around, Phil, we'll get it. Number 12.
12. All right, now we find out who number 12 is. You got a scorecard, Doc?
We're really getting down to the basics. It is Jack Heidemann.
Now, Heidemann normally is shortstop. And this way, the managers, both Yogi Berra and Bill Burden, get a chance to see what their shortstops can do playing second. Little Walt Williams, the batter. The pitch is low, ball one. Walt Williams batting .450. Already got 9 hits. All last year he had but 6. Stone's pitch is high, ball 2-0. No score, top of the second. The Yankees and the Mets, the Mayor's Trophy game. It'll be Williams, Dempsey, and Mason. Stone's pitch is low, ball 3. Williams taking all the way. They play Walt straight away in the outfield. 3-0 pitch, ball 4. Williams is on. Second walk given up by Stone. And I guess that's something you got to expect, Dom. He hasn't been out there in so long. Be a little strange.
It's got to be hard. It's got to be hard. And the pressure's got to be on him, too.
Oh, yes. He knows
this is important.
That's for sure. Here's Rick Dempsey, and what a job he's doing. Batting .667. He's 4 for 6 on the air, and the only 2 times they got him out, he hit the ball right on the nose. Used mostly as a pinch hitter. Pitch to Dempsey is a curve low, ball 1.
Good receiver, isn't he, Phil?
Yes, he is. Got a great throwing arm, although Munson put on some show against the Angels.
Well, of course, he's great anyway. Everybody knows it's tough to be in back of an all-star, isn't it?
Yep. Stone kicks and delivers. It's high outside, ball 2-0.
Kind of like when you were performing so brilliantly in Yogi Berra, and you had Charlie Silvera never got off the bench, did he?
Well, the Yankees had so many catches. You had Silvera, Houck, Gus Triandos, quite a few others that were eventually sold to other teams.
The right place at the right time is so true.
You gotta be there. So it's 2-0 to Dempsey, nobody out. In the top of the second, there's no score. Stone sets. His pitch low, ball 3. 3-0. Looks like that game is a final now, Dom.
Milwaukee won it.
Yep, 3-2. Son of a gun, they're hanging in there, Milwaukee. Got that good young team there right on top of the American League East. 3-0 the count. There's the strike, 3-1.
You mentioned that the curfew had curtailed the game at 2-2, so they...
Yep, and they called it at the end of 15 and started over tonight. And they play it before their regularly scheduled game. Williams leads away. See, he's going. The pitch to Dempsey, line to right field. But right there, Rusty Staub, and Williams better get back. Staub fires it in, not in time, as Walt Williams slides back into first. Dempsey again hitting the ball right on the nose. A line drive at Staub.
Number 22, Jim.
One away, and now Jim Mason. And this might be the spot for Mason to come out of his slump, Dom.
Bill Burton, I think everybody agrees, did the right thing. He took the pressure off Jim. You know, Bill has got a great affinity to the entire situation. I think that was a great move, and this will relax Mason a little bit.
It'll all relax him and also make him like a tiger when he does eventually get back in the starting lineup. All right, Williams at first, 1 out. Pitch to Mason is outside, ball 1.
You do worry when you're not in that lineup every day.
Instead, especially when you got a family, as most of the ball players have, and Jim Mason does. You know you got to feed and clothe those kids. The kick and the pitch, bounce to first base. Milner goes to second for 1. Back to first, double play. Well executed, 3-6-3 double play. Nothing across, and in the middle of the second inning, the Yankees nothing, the Mets nothing.
On July 1st, 1974, after years of selling only one kind of gasoline, premium, the Getty Oil Company introduced a new gasoline, Getty No-Lead, the kind of gasoline most 1971 through 1974 cars can run on, and most 1975 cars have to run on. Like most oil companies, we at Getty expected our No-Lead to account for only 5 to 10% of our sales. But we had a surprise. We're selling twice as much Getty No-Lead as we thought. Maybe it's because Getty No-Lead is a little bit better than a No-Lead has to be. So it gave people the kind of performance they wanted, and they gave us their business. Remember, don't waste gasoline. But when you do drive, fill up with Getty. Premium or No-Lead. Getty. We've got what's best for your car.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
This is WMCA New York. The Sex Information Service is open right now. Call them for advice at 586-6666.
All right, John Milner leads it off for the Mets in the bottom of the second. Wallace's pitch, swing and a miss. Strike one. He tried to check it, couldn't do it. Milner hitting .217 now. He has 4 doubles, 3 homers, and 11 runs batted in. Milner, Staub, Kingman, and Joe Torre got to supply the power for this club. That pitch is inside. 1-1. Milner's strong left-hand batter. Holds those arms well away from the body. Swings and misses. Strike two. Good slider by Mike Wallace. Fred Stanley is about 2 steps back on the outfield grass at second base. And the outfield around towards right and deep. Talk about nonchalance. Look at Maddox out there, Don. Got his legs crossed. Now he's ready, though. And it's outside. 2-2.
Boy, has he developed and developed. He's really an excellent center fielder.
Unbelievable. All players have different ways of relaxing just before the pitch. And it's interesting to watch them. Line drive, base hit to right field. Between first and second, Bobby Bonds up with it. That's the third base hit for the Mets. But in the first innings, great throw by Maddox and a beautiful tag by Walt Williams, nipping Del Unser at third, snuffed out a rally. And now Wayne Garrett. Garrett hitting .275. A double, a triple, a homer, and 4 runs batted in. Pitch to Garrett. Bouncer foul outside of first. Eddie Yost coaches at third for Yogi Berra's Mets, and at first base, Roy McMillan. Nobody out. No score. Wallace kicks, delivers. Line drive, base hit to... No, Bonds in. He's got it. Easy double play. Holy cow. Bobby Bonds got a shoestringer on another ball hit like a bullet. And Milner and I thought it was a base hit, but Dominic Valentino didn't tell him, Dom.
Not when Bonds is out there. You notice how easy he made that look? I'm going to sound like his agent, but I just think he's such a great athlete with that great speed. You notice the throw right on the money, right after the catch.
I'm going to have to hold up more. I couldn't believe he'd get to that one. Just like the other night, I didn't think North was going to make that catch in center field. All right, here's big Dave Kingman. And the Mets have been rocking that ball. The first pitch is a strike. Kingman batting .200, but he has 4 doubles, 5 homers, and 11 runs batted in. Inside, 1-1. Got some high-priced help with this Leib Friedman. Bringing us water and coffee, Dom.
Oh, you know, there's nothing like it. You bring your own water and coffee, man.
The 1-1 pitch. Big curve. Oh, and Kingman almost fell right into that breaking pitch. Kingman definitely a guess hitter, and when he guesses right, he can lose that baseball. He's leaning into the pitch as he holds the bat straight up and down. And takes a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, no score.
They don't think that Dave will pull the ball, do they?
Yeah, he better pull the ball or he'll really cross him up. The way they pulled around infield and outfield. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. No runs, a base hit, no errors, nobody left at the end of 2. It's the Yankees nothing and the Mets nothing.
Well, it's a great game.
Take the candy bar out of your mouth, Frank. No one can understand you.
Yeah, but it's so good. It's a Baby Ruth bar.
Well, sure it's good, but don't talk with your mouth full.
Hey, Phil, that's why I love Baby Ruths. They're full of peanuts and fudge and chewy caramel with a sweet chocolatey coating. Great taste.
I know, but you still can't talk while you're eating.
Okay, you do the talking. I'll finish my Baby Ruth.
When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
If you're 30 years old, you can buy a $25,000 savings bank life insurance policy for as little as $7.25 a month. It's true. Low-cost SBLI's 5-year renewable term plan gives your family full protection at really low cost. Other popular plans at comparably low rates are available. To save money on life insurance, see the SBLI specialist at a nearby savings bank.
SBLI leaves you more money for a living.
Flushing High School celebrates its 100th anniversary here at Shea Stadium on May 20th when the New York Yankees will be hosting the Kansas City Royals. All Flushing High School alumni will have their big get-together that night. So if you're a Flushing High School grad, call Flushing High School for more information. Phil?
All right, Fred Stanley will lead it off, and we see on deck Thurman Munson, who will bat for Mike Wallace. Remember, we're playing National League rules tonight. No designated hitter for the Yankees. I'm surprised at Yogi. Pitches high ball one. He wouldn't allow that.
He wouldn't?
Where till I get Yogali? Remember Mrs. Goldberg used to call Yogi that. Oh, you don't remember Mrs. Goldberg? You're too young, Dominic.
Cora doesn't remember him either.
No, but I do. High fly to right field. Rusty Staub moving back. Pounds the glove and makes the catch for the first out. And now Thurman Munson. What a year he's having. Batting .391, 43 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, 19 runs batted in.
Not a bad season for Thurman. He's been hitting that ball. And again, I keep thinking back to early in the year when I did that interview, and he said, I hope I can get a good start like 25 games. And he's doing it.
He's gone by the 25 games, hasn't he, or has he? Change up line, foul down the third base line. How many down?
For Munson now, he's at 28 games. Continue the pace.
Okay. Everything Thurman hits on the nose outside. It's 1-1. No score, top of the third inning. We gave you that one score. Milwaukee beat Texas 3-2. That's outside. 2 balls and a strike. Kansas City nothing, the Red Sox nothing, with Boston batting in the bottom of the 4th. The Cubs beat Houston 4-2, and what a year they're having for Jim Marshall. Atlanta 2, Montreal nothing in the top of the 3rd, and Philadelphia beat Cincinnati 6-3. Changeup hit down the third base line, but foul. You know, they had big headlines that came over the ticket tape about Richie Allen getting a hit his first time up.
And 3 standing ovations.
Yep, that was great. And he might have done something in the bottom of the 9th because they were losing 3-2. In the bottom of the 9th, looks like somebody hit a grand slammer. Could it have been Richie Allen?
I don't see why not.
The 2-2 pitch struck him out. Munson went for a bad pitch. So Stone picks up his second strikeout. And the batter, Roy White, who struck out his first time up. Stone winds, and the pitch is low and outside, ball 1. That pitch a little bit outside, 2-0. George Stone kicks, delivers. It's on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Two out, nobody on. Changeup hit to second base. Nice big hop to Heidemann. Over to first. And the Yankees are retired in order. Nothing across in the middle of the 3rd. Yankees nothing and the Mets nothing.
Seashores, hills, and lakes at Chautauqua. Barge down the Erie Canal. Drive, bike, or hike it. You're gonna like it. New York State has it all.
it's all in our free book, Vacation Lands. 96 pages filled with fantastic vacations, only hours away. You like mountains to look at, mountains to climb? Try the majestic Adirondacks or the rolling Catskills. You want lakes, bays, and rivers for swimming, snorkeling, sailing, and skiing? Try the Thousand Islands, the St. Lawrence Seaway, or the beautiful Finger Lakes. You enjoy history? Step into it yourself at Fort Ticonderoga and West Point. And for sheer majesty, surrender to the sweep of Niagara Falls. Do it all, see it all, in New York State. Because
only New York State has it all.
For your free copy of the 96-page Vacation Lands book, write to Vacation Lands, P.O. Box 1549, Radio City Station, New York, 10019.
For your free copy of the Department of Commerce book, write Vacation Lands, P.O. Box 1549, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10019. That's Vacation Lands, P.O. Box 1549, Radio Station, New York, New York, 0019.
Listen, Dominic, I hate to do this to you, and it's not in retaliation for making me make the West Coast trip. But I got a little bit of a jet lag, and I got a headache that won't quit. So if you don't mind taking over this bottom of the third and carrying on right from there, all right?
You look kind of pale, Phil. I don't want to worry Cora.
Okay, Dom.
Thank you, Phil. No score in the ball game as we go to the bottom half of the third inning. And coming on to pitch now for the Yankees is Ken Clay. He went to spring training with the Yankees this year. He appeared in 3 games with a 1-0 record. He pitched 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, and only 1 earned run. Ken Clay on the mound. Wallace went 2 innings for the Yanks. No runs, allowed 3 hits, struck out 1, and he didn't walk any batters. And leading off will be John Stearns for the New York Mets. 0-0 in the bottom half of the third inning. The Yankees battling the Mets in the 13th annual Mayor's Trophy game. John Stearns, outstanding athlete out of Colorado. The pitch to Stearns is a called strike. The outfield is straight away and deep for Stearns. We're in the bottom half of the third inning, 0-0. Into the windup is Ken Clay. The pitch, breaking pitch, grounded to short. Mason on the second hop, throws him out. 1 man up and 1 man down in the bottom half of the third inning. Stearns was up for his first time. Coming into the game in the regular season, hitting at .217. And George Stone, who has pitched extremely well for the Mets, steps in. On deck is Mike Phillips. Stone bats as he pitches, left-handed. The outfield is at medium depth, and they play Stone straight away. Walt Williams now, wide at third, comes in a little bit on the edge of the grass. On the mound is Ken Clay for the Yankees. Wallace started for the Yanks, pitched 2 innings. The pitch to Stone, fouled off in the stands and back of the dugout on third base. And tonight, for the only game of the season, the Yankees dugout. They, of course, during the regular season, are at first base, as are the Mets. The pitch, and Stone takes it high and outside for ball 1. Count is evened up at a ball and a strike. Milwaukee has defeated Texas 3-2. The pitch is high, ball 2. No score in Boston at Fenway Park between Kansas City and the Red Sox. On the mound is Ken Clay. On deck is Mike Phillips. The pitch is fouled off. In the stands, out of play. Don't forget, now tomorrow night, it'll be the Yankees and the Oakland A's. Stone, a left-handed hitter. Digs in. On the mound, Ken Clay. The 1-2 pitch, and it is high, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Yanks and the Mets, the 13th annual Mayor's Trophy game. The 2-2 pitch by Clay. Stone swings and misses. And that is the first strikeout of the ball game for Clay. 2 men down in the bottom half of the third inning. And sitting in now with us, all tanned up, back from that trip to Florida, is Frank Messer.
Good
Hello.
evening, Frank.
Good evening, Dom, and hi, everybody, wherever you might be listening to New York Yankee baseball, and it sure is good to be back, believe me.
The pitch to Mike Phillips is high and outside for a ball. I tell you really did get a good 10, huh?
I tell you, I got that fishing in Chesapeake Bay yesterday.
The pitch is a called strike. Knee-high fastball that picked up the inside corner. Count's evened up with a ball and a strike on Mike Phillips. Felix Millan is on deck. 0-0, Mayor's Trophy game, bottom of the third. The pitch is lined to right center field. Maddox going back, gets in front of it, and then has to pick it off his shoe tops, and he does. A great catch by Elliot Maddox. And the Mets are retired in order in the bottom half of the third inning with no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 3 full innings of play, it is 0-0.
Hi, I'm Roger Miller with some good news. Now you can save 25% on Gabriel Strider's shock absorbers. Buy 3 Striders and get the 4th one free. Striders are the Shock's Road and Track magazine declared overall winner of all shocks tested on a 74 Corvette. Striders are 3-way adjustable shocks. You set them to regular, firm, or extra firm, and get a ride that's just right for your car and the way you drive. Save now where you see the buy 3, get 1 free sign. But hurry, this special 4 for 3 offer ends May 31st, 1975. And how can you beat that? Gabriel Striders. King of the road.
Gabriel shocks are available at all Tilden for Brakes car care centers. In Brooklyn, visit the Tilden for Brake shop at 1753 Bedford Avenue, where Bedford Avenue crosses Empire Boulevard.
Well, Dom, I'm back and glad to be back, and I know the Yankees are glad to be back at Shea Stadium, and they'll open a series tomorrow night here with the Oakland A's. Tomorrow night, don't forget, all you folks in Greenwich, Connecticut, that is your night, when the Yankees play the Oakland A's, and let's see, Pat Dobson will go against Vida Blue. You know, I was sort of hoping the Yankees might miss Vida Blue in that 3-game series, but he's going to open it up. What's he won, 7 and lost 1, I think.
7-1. He is tough. Another great athlete out of Southern University. You know, you don't hear too much about Southern University, but they produce some real fine athletes. And Frank, how many times does it happen? The great play in the field, and the guy comes up to hit first like Elliot Maddox.
It happens very, very often, Dom, and don't ask me why, but I know it does.
Stone's pitch to Maddox is high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Elliot walked his first trip up, and Elliot came into the game hitting at .339 during the regular season for the Yankees. Outfield straightaway and deep. Stone's pitch is Squibbler off the end of the bat into right field for a base hit. Elliot took a big, healthy cut, and it hit the end of the bat and went into right field for a base hit, and you take those, don't you?
Yes, you certainly do, and that one fooled John Milner. I thought Milner could make a play on the ball. It wasn't hard hit. I think he thought it was hit harder than it was, and instead of breaking for the ball, he broke toward the bag, and he could have had a play on it.
And I might add, that is the first hit of the ball game for the Yankees. The batter is Bobby Bonds. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, so he is 0-1. The outfield for Bobby is straight away and deep. Maddox with the lead at first. Milner holding. The pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. On deck is Chris Chambliss. We're in the 4th inning of the annual Mayor's Trophy game. This is number 13. Each team has won 6. Stone to the belt. The pitch is low. 2 balls and no strikes. Chris Chambliss on deck. The Yankees and the Oakland A's tomorrow night here at the stadium. Looking in is Stone. George Stone to the belt. Maddox with the lead. Around goes the left arm. The pitch is high. Ball 3. Well, Frank, have you had a chance to get your lovely wife, Jenny, settled down, and are you still looking for the house?
We're pretty well settled right now. We don't have a house or an apartment yet, but obviously I feel that some kind folks over there in New Jersey are going to come up with one for us.
Frank Messer fans, they'll come up with it. The pitch is lined in the gap, left center field, and it splits the outfielders and goes to the wall. Cut off by Kingman. Maddox on to third and into second base with a stand-up double is Bobby Bonds. And Bonds really tattooed that pitch. A screamer to left center.
He really did. He got it in between the left fielder, Kingman, and the center fielder, Gene Kleins. That ball was so hard hit, it skipped off the wall, came back, and Mattis, who can fly, had to be flagged down at third base by Dick Hauser. So the Yankees present the first scoring threat in this Mayor's Trophy game.
That is the second hit off of George Stone in the ball game. Runners on second and third with nobody out. Chris Chambliss, a left-handed hitter, steps in. The outfield's around to right and deep. The big gap is down the left field line. Stone to the belt. Bonds and Maddox with the lead. The pitch grounded to second base. The throw on to first base for the out, but Elliot Maddox scores, and Bobby Bonds goes on to third base. Jack Heidemann making the play on to Milner, and there is one man down. So the Yankees lead the ball game 1-0. Walt Williams is the hitter. Walt tonight walked in the second inning. He is officially yet to come to the plate, hitting .450 on the season. Outfield straight away and deep. Bonds is at third base. One out. Stone to the belt. The pitch to Williams. High for a ball. On deck for the Yankees, Rick Dempsey. Don't forget now the big three-game weekend series between the Yankees and the Oakland A's, to be followed by the Kansas City Royals. The big gap for Williams is left center field. Stone to the belt. The 1-0 pitch. Walt takes it outside and low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes on Walt Williams. Rick Dempsey is on deck for the Yankees. We're in the top half of the fourth inning. The Yanks are leading in the ball game 1-0 on 2 hits. The pitch to Williams is grounded foul and back. 2 balls and 1 strike. Oh, Frank, first look at Oakland, as you and I both didn't get out to the West Coast, but they're as devastating as ever.
Yes, they certainly are. With that Reggie Jackson's bat, he always hits well here in New York. Vida Blue, 7-1 record, pitching tomorrow night. It's going to be a great ball game.
The 2-1 pitch. Williams started after it and knew better and let it go for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Rick Dempsey is on deck.
Outstanding center fielder Bill North, Campy Campaneris, the shortstop, Sal Bando, their captain and third baseman. Oh boy, I don't know. Joe Rudy, Gene Tennis, quite a lineup.
Go on and on, can't you? Walt Williams waiting for the 3-1 pitch from George Stone. Stone to the belt. Bonds with a lead at third. The Yanks lead 1-0. The pitch is hit high in the air to deep left field. Going back is Kingman, and this will score Bonds easily, and Bobby just trots in. So it's a sacrifice fly for little Walt Williams, who put some good wood to that.
He really did. That ball was just a little too much towards center field to carry over the wall. He just missed that jet stream alley, as we refer to it out there. It goes, for those of you familiar with Shea Stadium, just about from the foul pole in left field, just past the dugout fence. You got a ball up in the air fairly well hit in that area, and unless the wind is blowing the other way pretty hard, it'll carry out of here.
Rick Dempsey, the hitter. The pitch is grounded wide to third. Over to his left is Garrett. The throw to first for the out. And the Yankees are retired in the top of the fourth inning, but not before they pick up 2 runs. The Yankees had 2 hits. Nobody was left. No errors by the Mets. At the end of 3.5, the Yankees lead it 2-0.
When you are the one, you are the one to count on. Since 1842, Schaefer has always been the one to count on. Schaefer has the rare quality of flavor that never fades, glass after glass. Schaefer is the one that always delivers.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. More than one. Schaefer pleasure doesn't fade even when your thirst is done.
Today, among America's great premium lagers, the one that came first is still the one. Schaefer, the one that comes through beer after beer.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Well, we've got some changes now for the Yankees, Dom. I see Walt Williams has gone to play center field. And coming into play third base, Bob Oliver. And out in right field, Ron Bloomberg. So your outfield now is Piniella in left, Williams in center, Bloomberg in right. The infield has Bob Oliver at third, Mason at short, Stanley at second, and Chambliss at first as they were. Dempsey still catching, and Bob Johnson, big right-hander on the mound. Tom?
Jack Heidemann leads it off for the New York Mets in the bottom half of the fourth. Hits a bouncer that takes a bad hop and goes over Jim Mason's head into left center field. A bad hop that will go, no doubt, as a base hit for Heidemann. And the Mets will have the leadoff hitter on. As Frank gave him to you now, Walt Williams is in center field. Bob Oliver is over at third base, and Ron Bloomberg is in right. The Yankees leading in the ball game, 2-0. Gene Kleins is the hitter. Heidemann leads off first. The pitch to Kleins is high for a ball. Bob Johnson on the mound for the Yankees. He split last season between the Cleveland Indians and Spokane of the Pacific Coast League. Released by the Texas Rangers this spring and picked up by the Yankees. 1 ball, no strike. And Johnson throws on to first base.
Ironically enough, Bob Johnson once was a Met. He was in that trade with Amos Otis for Joe Foy, that trade with Kansas City some years ago.
The pitch is popped up in foul ground. Chris Chambliss is under it outside of first base and makes the catch, and there's one man down. Rusty Staub, the hitter. Rusty singled to right field back of the first inning, hitting .303 during the regular season, and it looks like Rusty's right back on the beam, hitting the ball well.
Yes, he is hitting the ball well and managing to stay healthy so far.
Bob Johnson on the mound. The infield for the Yankees with 1 out, set up for the double play. Wide at third base is Bob Oliver. The outfield is around to right and deep. The pitch, Staub lines one to right. Bloomberg makes a one-handed catch. Practically hit right at him, and there's 2 men down. But I'll tell you, Rusty really hit it, and Ronnie made it look like Bobby Bonds.
Yes, he did. Ronnie cut the pie a little bit on that one. He has read all the things that have been written and I guess said, too, about his fielding. I think he cut the pie a little bit there. Hard line drive, and he one-handed it.
The hitter is John Milner, the first baseman who singled to right back in the second inning. Hitting .217 on the season. The pitch is a called strike, breaking pitch by Bob Johnson that broke over nicely. And with the double play possibility with 2 outs eliminated, the infield is back. However, the outfield is around to right and deep. Heidemann leads off first. Chambliss not holding. The pitch is in the dirt, blocked nicely by Rick Dempsey. The big gap is down that left field line for the hitter, John Milner. On deck is Dave Kingman. The Yankees lead it 2-0. We're at the bottom of the fourth. Bob Johnson goes to the belt. Heidemann with a lead at first. The pitch by Johnson is too close. Spun away from that. Looked like it might almost hit him. 2 balls and a strike.
You know, watching Bob Johnson, this is the first time I've seen him with a man on, but it looks like he's picked up that Louis Tion type of stretch. He comes down and look at that. See him set about 3 times.
The pitch is popped up in short stop area. Mason under it, and he makes the grab for the out. And the Mets are retired on the bottom of the fourth with no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, a runner left. At the end of 4 full innings of play, the Yankees have 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. The Mets, no runs, 4 hits, no errors.
If anybody says you can't beat inflation, tell them to go to Dodge. Waiting at the Dodge Boys now. $200 more in rebates on a new Dart, tradesman van, or light-duty carry van. When you buy or lease any new Dodge Dart from stock or a light-duty van, you'll get $200 cash back from Chrysler Corporation. The Dart gives you low purchase price, high resale value, and great gas mileage. The Tradesman Maxi van is the biggest in the business. All you do is make your best deal at the Dodge Boys on a new Dart or Dodge van. You'll get $200 cash back. But hurry, it's a limited time offer for retail customers only. 1 to a customer at participating Dodge dealers.
So if anybody says you can't beat inflation,
Just tell them you know where they should go. Tell them to go to Dodge.
See your local participating Dodge dealer today.
Well, we told you that Pat Dobson would pitch against Vida Blue tomorrow night here at Shea at 8 o'clock. Then on Saturday night, it'll be Doc Medich against Kenny Holtzman. And the Yankees on Saturday night will honor the New York Islanders in a special ceremony before the game. The entire Islander team will be present, and a presentation will be made from the Yankees. And Dom Valentino, since you were connected with the Islanders on their radio broadcast this year, I understand you're going to be down on the field to greet them.
Yes, I am, Frank, and I'm looking forward to it. Jesus Alou has gone to right field for Rusty Staub. He'll bat in Staub's place, fourth in the order. The pitch is outside for a ball to Jim Mason. Mason up for his second time, hit into a double play back in the second inning. Stone still on the mound for the Mets. The pitch is grounded down the first baseline. Fair ball. Bobble picked up. Throw to Stone is in time. Milner recovered just in time on a close play. Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
This is WMCA New York. Hello there, everybody. This is Mel Allen. If your air freight company takes your small packages lightly, call Emery, the shortest distance between 2 points.
Fred Stanley steps in the batter's box. The pitch to Stanley is down low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. George Stone on the mound for the Mets. He's been there from the opening pitch. The pitch by Stone is fouled off and back. The count now is evened up at a ball and a strike. Stanley flied to right field back in the third inning, so he is 0-for-1. The outfield plays Stanley to hit to right. Alou over towards the line and right. The center fielder climbs in right center. Big gap left center field. The pitch is hit high and deep to left field. Back goes Kingman to the warning track and makes the catch, and there's 2 men down. The Yankees leading in the ball game 2-0 here in the top half of the 5th inning with 2 men down. Bob Johnson, the batter. He's up for his first time. And although he throws right, he hits left. So he'll be hitting left against the left-handed pitching of George Stone. The pitch by Stone, and Johnson swings and hits a blooper to center field, coming on fast, and one-handed shoestring catch by Gene Klein. And the Yankees are retired with no runs, no hits, nobody left on base, no errors by the Mets. At the end of 4 1/2, the Yankees lead it 2-0.
When you are the one, you are the one to count on. Since 1842, Schaefer has always been the one to count on. Schaefer has the rare quality of flavor that never fades, glass after glass. Schaefer is the one that always delivers.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. More than one. Schaefer pleasure doesn't fade even when your thirst is done.
Today, among America's great premium lagers, the one that came first is still the one. Schaefer, the one that comes through beer after beer.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
That's Vacation Land. Okay,
Wayne
Dom.
Garrett. Thank you, Frank. Wayne Garrett leads it off for the Mets in the bottom of the 5th. Bob Johnson into the windup. The pitch is high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. The outfield for Garrett around to right and back deep. Walt Williams replacing Elliott Maddox in right center. Johnson's delivery is on the outside corner for a called strike. Count's evened up at a ball and a strike. The big gap for Garrett down the left field line and left center field. Yanks leading 2-0. Pitches line foul down that first base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wide at third base is Bob Oliver. Mason, the shortstop, over towards the bag. And Fred Stanley is in the hole on the right side of the infield. Eddie Yost coaching at third. Roy McMillan at first. The pitch is way outside. Looked like it got away from Bob Johnson. Counts evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bill White with the night off tonight. And Bill will be back with Frank and Phil tomorrow night. Yanks and the A's. The pitch, high, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Wayne Garrett. Bob Johnson replacing Mike Wallace, who started the ball game and pitched the first 2 innings of the game. Gave up 3 hits, no runs. The pitch, Garrett fouls it off and back. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Wayne Garrett. And you were mentioning, Frank, before we get a runner on, about Johnson possibly trying to emulate Tiant. That wouldn't be all bad, would it?
I don't, no, it wouldn't. Tiant fools a lot of people that way.
The pitch is hit high and deep to right. It is a foul ball. Man, he got around on that one and really peppered it.
I don't know whether Johnson picked that up for Tiant or whether that is just his natural deal. Of course, it's his natural delivery, or he couldn't get by with it, would be a balk.
The 3-2 pitch, Garrett grounds one wide of first, taken by Chambliss, who wins the race to the bag. And there's 1 man up and 1 man down in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Dave Kingman, the hitter for the Mets, he went down swinging in the 2nd inning, so he is 0 for 1 tonight. Dave has 5 home runs, 11 RBIs during the regular season, hitting at 200. The outfield's around the left and deep. The pitch to Kingman swung on a miss. He took a tremendous cut. He is big and strong. He was a great athlete at Southern California. The pitch is outside. Counts evened up at a ball and a strike. He's an imposing sight, isn't he, as they say?
Yes, he is. What is he, about 6'6", 220, somewhere in that neighborhood?
Yeah, he's not small, Frank. The 1-1 pitch to Kingman, and Dave Kingman takes a breaking pitch too close for ball 2. I mean, you're about 6'3", and he's a big man.
Yes, he is.
2-0. The Yankees lead it. We're in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch to Kingman, and Kingman swings and misses. As Johnson, with a beautiful change of speed pitch, pulled the string on him. Kingman gave it the big cut and didn't get it. And the count is evened up 2-2. And, of course, if you get it up at his wheelhouse, he's going to put it out of here. He's big and strong. Dave had all of his clothes stolen out of his car.
Is that right?
I hope the guy that took him is big enough. The pitch is swung on a miss. And for the 2nd straight time, Dave Kingman goes down swinging.
I hope the guy that took him is not big enough and can't use him.
That'll make it worse. John Stearns is the batter. John is the catcher tonight. Had a chance to meet John. He is an excellent athlete out of Colorado. He was all big age safety, drafted by the Buffalo Bills in a late round. Pitches too close for a ball. And he was involved in that Tug McGraw trade. The outfield is straight away and deep for John Stearns. The pitch by Johnson is outside and low. Ball 2, 2-0. 2 men are down. We're in the bottom of the 5th. The Yankees lead it 2-0. Both runs coming in the top of the 4th. The pitch to Stearns is grounded to short. Mason on the short hop. Fires on a first. He's got him. And the Mets are retired in order in the bottom of the 5th. With no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 5 full innings of play, the Yankees lead it 2-0.
Turn mealtime into Polly-O time with creamy, smooth Polly-O ricotta and easy to slice, quick to melt Polly-O mozzarella. They've been New York's favorites for over 75 years. But you've only just begun to know Polly-O, because the Polly-O family of fine foods has grown considerably. And with it, the number of great tasting dishes you can make. Now you can enjoy Polly-O tomatoes as well as Polly-O bacon. Or for an exotic taste, Try Polio artichoke hearts and Polio Italian-style breadcrumbs. Now more than ever, Polio has all you need to put real Italian food on your table.
Life insurance policies offered by most companies are remarkably similar, but their cost can be substantially different. Savings Bank Life Insurance can save you money because it is really low cost. For example, at age 30, a $30,000 5-year renewable term policy costs only $8.70 a month. To find out how much you can save with any of SBLI's popular plans, see the SBLI specialist at a nearby savings bank.
SBLI leaves you more money for a living.
Well, checking the scoreboard for you quickly, Milwaukee won that suspended game of last night, beating Texas 3-2. But they played 17 innings, I believe, last night, got caught by curfew. Then Texas turned around and, now check that, Texas and Milwaukee will now play the regular game. So the suspended game went to Milwaukee 3-2. Kansas City and Boston still scoreless. They're in the bottom half of the 5th inning at Fenway Park. In the National League, it was the Cubs over Houston this afternoon, 4-2. Atlanta and Montreal delayed by rain, with Atlanta leading 4-0. And let's see, the Phillies and Cincinnati playing a doubleheader. Philadelphia won the first game 6-3, and the Phillies lead in the nightcap 1-0 at the end of 2.5 innings. Right here, the Yankees are out in front 2-0, and we go to the 6th.
Lou Piniella leads it off for the Yankees. And, Frank, we had a chance to interview Lou before the game for our pregame show. He said he's much better, still not fully recovered from that ear infection, but it really did take its toll. Pitch is grounded foul.
That was tough, and, of course, it happened to Lou. He had to leave a ball game complaining of dizziness. You know, you get something in that ear, you can get dizzy because doesn't something in there control the equilibrium?
Amen.
Don't ask me to spell it.
Stone into the windup. The 0-1 pitch is swung on a miss by Lou. 0-2 on Lou Piniella. The Yankees are leading in the ball game 2-0. We're in the top half of the 6th inning. Stone into the windup. The pitch. Piniella lines it, but it is backhanded at short. A fine play by Phillips. And stepping in now is Ron Blomberg. Ronnie up for his first time, as was Lou Piniella. And Ron has been bothered with a bad shoulder. He is a left-handed hitter with a lot of power. Stone, the left-hander, pitching against the left-hander. The pitch is grounded. Fair ball. Pass first. Down the right field line, now in foul territory. Blomberg around first on his way to second. He slides, and he's got a double. And the Yankees, with 1 out, have Blomberg on second with Bob Oliver ready to hit. And Ron not only hit that one hard, Frank, but he placed it well.
He certainly did, and I think Milner and the first base umpire, Hank Soar, got tangled up there for just a second. Good to see Hank Soar back on the field. Doggone it, he can still umpire.
Bob Oliver, the hitter for the Yankees. He is at third base tonight. Bob hasn't been up that much. 2 hits and 18 at-bats in 7 ball games, but he's got power. Hitting at 111. The outfield is straight away and deep with 1 out. Blomberg leads off second. Stone to the belt. The pitch is swung on a miss. Oliver took a great big cut and didn't get it. The big gap for Bob Oliver is in left center field and down that left field line. Dick Hauser coaching at third. Elston Howard at first. Yanks lead it 2-0, top of the 6th. Stone leans in, gets the sign, goes to the belt. Around goes the left arm. The pitch is high for ball 1. Count is evened up at a ball and a strike on Bob Oliver. Tomorrow night, the opener of a 3-game series here at Shea Stadium. The Yankees and the Oakland A's. Stone again to the belt. The pitch to Oliver is a called strike. Over, knee high. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bob Oliver. On deck is Chris Chambliss, the first baseman. George Stone trying to come back for the Mets, and he's been fairly effective here tonight. He's allowed 2 runs and 3 hits. He goes to the belt. The pitch, and Oliver pops it up. Getting under it is Wayne Garrett calling for it, coming in fair ground. He's got it. And there are 2 men out. Chris Chambliss, the first baseman, steps in. Chris tonight has flied to center field and grounded to second. He is 0 for 2. Came into the game during the regular season hitting at .272. The outfield shades Chambliss to right. The big gap is left center field and down that left field line. Ron Blomberg, who doubled down the right field line with 1 out, leads off second. The pitch to Chambliss, grounded foul down the first base line. Blomberg has good speed for a big guy. He can move. We said Ronnie has been bothered with that sore shoulder. On deck is Walt Williams. The Yankees leading 2-0, 13th annual Mayor's Trophy game. Each team has won 6 games. George Stone goes to the belt. Around goes the left arm. The pitch is down low, outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Yankees and the New York Mets in the 13th annual Mayor's Trophy game. Mike Wallace started for the Yankees. Pitched the first 2 innings. Bob Johnson in there now. Stone to the belt. Checks the runner, Blomberg. The pitch, too close, too low. Ball 2. 2-1. And after the Oakland A's, Frank, the Kansas City Royals, Texas, should be quite a homestand.
Yes, it will be. The Yankees continue their American League season play against the Western clubs.
George Stone goes to the belt. The pitch to Chambliss is swung on and fouled into the Mets dugout along the first baseline. The count now is evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Here's the rundown on that suspended game down in Texas. They wound up playing 15 innings. Milwaukee winning it 3-2 on only 4 hits in 15 innings, but they won the ball game.
Stone into the windup with a 2-2 pitch, and Chambliss swings and fouls it off in back of the Yankee dugout along the third base line into the stands. And a scramble for that baseball. Pretty good crowd here tonight, Frank. 25,000, you think?
You know, I'm one of the worst in the world at estimating a crowd.
That makes 2 of us. That's why I called you in. I'm worse than that when it comes to trying to figure it out. Stone leans in to get the sign from his catcher, Stearns. He goes to the belt. Blomberg with a lead-off second. The 2-2 pitch is fouled again and back. Out of play. And the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Old Timers Day, Saturday, June 28th, here at Shea Stadium. That'll be for the Mets or the Yankees.
That's the Mets.
The pitch to Chambliss, too close. 3-2, full count. And of course, an Old Timers Day is always big. George Stone goes to the belt. Blomberg with a lead. The 3-2 pitch is grounded foul down the first baseline. So Chambliss really hitting at that baseball and keeping alive.
You know, talking about old-timers games, the Yankees old-timers game will be on Saturday afternoon, August the 2nd. I'm sure we'll see Joe DiMaggio and Mickey Mantle and so many of our old friends. It's always great old-timers day.
The 3-2 pitch to Chambliss is grounded through the hole into center field for a base hit. Around third is Blomberg, and he'll come in to score. Klein bare hands the ball, but Blomberg scores, and the Yankees lead it 3-0 on the single by Chris Chambliss. Chambliss now has 2 RBIs tonight. And, of course, the Scooter, he plays in that game, too, doesn't he?
Scooter always plays, puts the chewing gum on the button of his cap, and he goes out there and plays shortstop.
That came from that 17-game winning streak he was telling me, and he would take it off and kept chewing it for 17 games. Talk about superstition, but that's what made him a great ball player, not the superstition, the ability. And he was one of the great ones. The pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Walt Williams. Walt tonight walked in the 2nd inning. Sacrifice fly in the 4th. An RBI for Walt. Chambliss leads off first. Milner is holding. The pitch, Williams takes a breaking pitch down low, too close. 2-0. 2 men down. We're in the top half of the sixth inning. The Yankees are leading in the game, 3-0. Each team has 4 hits. Stone goes to the belt. Chambliss with the lead. Milner holding. The pitch to Williams. Swung on a miss. Walt took a good cut and didn't get it. On deck is Rick Dempsey. The Yankees and the New York Mets. 13th annual Mayor's Trophy game. Good crowd here tonight. George Stone again to the belt. Checks the runner. The pitch is lined to short. And it is gloved by Mike Phillips. And the Yankees are retired in the 6th inning with 1 run. The Yankees had 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and no errors by the Mets. At the end of 5 1/2, the Yankees lead it 3-0.
After years of selling only one kind of gasoline, the Getty Oil Company is now selling 2. Getty Premium and Getty No Lead. Which one should you use? Well, if you drive a 71 through 74 car, chances are it can run on a gasoline like Getty No Lead. If you drive a 75, it probably has to run on a gasoline like Getty No Lead. On the other hand, if you drive a car that was built in 1970 or before, you'll get the top performance you want from Getty Premium. But no matter what kind of car you've got, Getty's got what's best for it. Remember, don't waste gasoline. But when you do drive, fill up with Getty. No lead for cars built after 1971, premium for cars built before 1971. Getty, we've got what's best for your car.
Well, we have a new pitcher down for the Yankees. It's going to be Kenny Clay, and I'm anxious to see him pitch. I watched him several times down in spring training, and I'll tell you, he looked quite impressive down there. He's pitching over at West Haven right now and had a record of 2-0 when the Yankees called him over to pitch in this ball game. So Ken Clay, big kid from Lynchburg, Virginia, comes on to pitch for the Yankees. And Bob Johnson did himself proud. He pitched 3 innings, allowed 1 hit, didn't walk anybody, struck out 2 men. And he had an impressive 3 innings. And as we wait for Clay to complete his warm-up throws, Atlanta leading Montreal 4-0 in the bottom half of the 4th inning, but that game is delayed by rain in Montreal. I know a lot of our baseball listeners are probably interested in basketball as well. So in the ABA playoff game, at halftime, the Indiana Pacers 50 and Kentucky 45. And
Frank.
Dom Valentino has an interest, I'm sure, in that. Still following basketball.
Yeah, I sure am, especially having been involved with the New York Nets. We did want to mention from all of us connected with the Yankee broadcast, congratulations to Barry Gray. He is celebrating his 25th anniversary tonight on WMCA. That, of course, is quite an achievement, and it really is a great career at WMCA for Barry Gray. Congratulations from everybody. We're all set to go now in the bottom half of the 6th inning. George Stone, the hitter. The pitch by Clay, high and outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. The outfield is shallow, straight away for the pitcher, Stone. Even with a bag at third is Oliver on the grass. The pitch is fouled. In back, over the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Yankees and the New York Mets in the 13th annual Mayor's Trophy game. Over $1,300,000 has gone to this benefit game. The pitch fouled off again and back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And you know, Frank, that is a lot of money for a very, very worthy cause.
It certainly is. A lot of kids wouldn't be playing baseball today in the New York area were it not for the Yankees and the Mets giving up an off day in their regular season to play in the Mayor's Trophy game.
Ken Clay looking in to get his sign from his catcher, Rick Dempsey. The Yankees lead it 3-0. Bottom of the 6th. Clay's pitch high for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the hitter, George Stone. Ken Clay looks in, swings into the windup. The 2-2 pitch, and Stone pops it up. In foul ground, racing over is Oliver. Has he got room? He makes a one-handed catch. And Stone is retired in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mike Phillips Playing shortstop tonight, the hitter. Mike was claimed on waivers for the Giants. He had an infield hit that Chris Chambliss made a great effort on. He dove headlong, knocked it down, and then couldn't make the throw. The throw that he made was off the mark, and it was an infield hit for Phillips. And then Phillips lined to center field. So tonight he is 1 for 2. Overall hitting .267 on the season. The pitch by Clay. Check swing, ground ball, foul. And Roy McMillan, who was a pretty fair shortstop in his day, coaching at first, makes the pickup. Not a bad ball player at his day.
No, he wasn't. I never saw Roy play. Not that he was before my time, but I wasn't anywhere around where he did play. But he was fine shortstop.
The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt. Too close, too low. 1 ball and 1 strike on the hitter. The Yankees are leading 3-0. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Mike Phillips, a left-handed hitter in the batter's box. The pitch is lined towards the gap, and Piniella is there, playing him just right. 4 steps over to his left, and he grabs it. And there's 2 men down in the bottom of the 6th. Jack Heidemann will step in. Jack Heidemann, a right-handed hitter. The outfield for Heidemann goes back a little. They're medium depth straight away. The Yankees are leading 3-0. The pitch to Heidemann hit high in the air to deep center field. Walt Williams way back, still going, one-handed going to the warning track at the 396-foot mark. And the Mets are retired to the bottom of the 6th with no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base.
Hey, Frank, get your hands off my Butterfinger.
But it looks so good.
Well, get your own Butterfinger.
Hey, Phil, you're always saying you got to earn a Butterfinger.
Yep.
Well, I haven't seen you earn this Butterfinger. With its crispy layers of peanut butter, crunchy candy, chocolatey coating, I haven't seen you do any good deeds today.
Well, what do you want me to do? Help an old lady across home plate?
It's better to give than receive, right?
Yep.
Give me this Butterfinger, and you'll earn your next one. It's so good, you've got to earn it.
You know what AMCO did? They told me exactly what it would cost to fix my transmission and got my okay before they did the work. I never heard of anything so nice. And I've been a mechanic for 6 years.
You're gonna be surprised, but don't be surprised by the nice little extras at AMCO.
They've serviced 4 million transmissions. They do things right. AMCO, AA, MCO.
When your car's transmission needs repair and you want it back fast, take it to one of the AMCO centers in the greater New York area. They do things right. Don't be surprised by the nice little extras at AMCO.
Introduce the man that'll carry you through the remainder of the game. 9th season with the Yankees, one of the outstanding broadcasters in baseball, Frank Messer. Frank, good to have you back.
Okay, Tom, thank you very much. As I said before, it's good to be back. And watching baseball again. Randy Tate has come on to pitch for the New York Mets. Right-hander, and Rick Dempsey leads off for the Yankees. Dempsey has flied to right and grounded out to third. Right-hand hitter against a right-hand pitcher. And the first offering. Dempsey takes a strike, let her high. George Stone pitched 6 innings. He's charged with the 3 runs and the 4 Yankee hits. And now Randy Tate on in relief. Into the windup, the pitch to Dempsey. Swung on and lined over the middle, center field base hit. Dempsey scoots down to first base, makes his turn, and comes back in as Gene Clines returns to the infield. And the Yankees have their 5th hit in the ball game. Here is shortstop Jimmy Mason. Mace grounded into a double play started by Milner in the 2nd inning. He grounded out to Milner again in the 5th. Milner flipping to the pitcher, Johnson covering. There's the set, the pitch to Mason, swung on, look down the left field line. If it's a fair ball, it's a base hit. It is a fair ball. Base hit down to the corner, extra bases. Running hard, Dempsey. He's going to be waved around third base. Here comes the throw, and there's no relay to the plate. The shortstop, Dave Phillips, was the cutoff man. He dropped the throw from left fielder Dave Kingman, and there was no throw onto the plate. Mason goes into second base. 2-base hit, an RBI single, the Yankees, an RBI double, the Yankees lead 4-0. I'll tell you that Dempsey showed me something with his legs then. He was going hard.
And you know, he's been hitting the ball very, very well. 4 for 6 coming into the game, and the 2 outs, he hit the ball hard. So he's doing well.
Fred Stanley steps in, right-hand hitter. Freddie has flied to right and flied deep to left. First pitch was high, and evidently Stearns was crossed up by his pitcher, Randy Tate, because he goes to the mound, and Dick Hauser, the Yankee third base coach, comes down to talk to Stanley. Stanley has one job to do right now, and one job only, and that is to get Mason over to third base. Nobody out, and the count is 1-0 on Freddie Stanley. Mason leads away at second as Tate studies the sign, comes set, and the pitch to Stanley. He swings and fouls it off to the right side, trying to go to right field with it, or to the right side of the infield. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitcher, Ken Clay, is on deck. Tate sets, kicks and deals, and Stanley takes a breaking pitch low. Of the Yankees' 6 hits in the ball game, 3 have been doubles by Bobby Bonds, Ronnie Bloomberg, and now Jim Mason. Tate ready to work, into the belt, and the pitch. Stanley swings and fouls it straight back toward the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yankees lead 4-0. Top half of the 7th inning here at Shea. 13th annual starts the Old Timers game. The Mets have their Old Timers Day schedule up on the board again. 13th annual Mayor's Trophy game. Another foul peels back off the bat of Stanley. Count holds 2-2. Mason at second. Stanley trying to go to right field and moving over to third, or get him home with a base hit. Tate ready, starts his stretch, comes set, here's the pitch, check swing outside, ball 3. They play Stanley up the middle at second and short. First baseman Milner guards the line, and so does the third baseman Wayne Garrett. 3-2 pitch to Stanley. Here it comes. And he fouls it back again. Stanley's still going to right field. Randy Tate takes the side, gloved hand on the left knee, and deals Stanley. Outside, check swing, ball 4. Stanley walks. The Yankees have 2 on, none gone, and the pitcher coming up. Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Whitey Ford of the Yankees. When I'm not playing ball, I listen to Leon Lewis, right here on WMCA, New York.
Kenny Clay, the pitcher, is up there to bunt. Took the pitch high as he squared away. And Stearns rifled the ball out to second base, but Mason dove back ahead of the throw. Again, the set. Clay squares, and he bunts it foul off the first base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kenny Clay, right-hand batter. Nobody out. Mason at second, Stanley at first. 1 run has crossed the plate here in the 7th inning. The Yankees lead 4-0. Garrett and Milner ready to charge. Here's the pitch, and he takes it high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Big stretch. And the 2-1 pitch. Clay squares, pops it up on the bunt, and it is caught right at the plate by the catcher Stearns. So Ken Clay cannot deliver the sacrifice. He popped up a high fastball, and there's 1 away. Stearns, the catcher, took that pop-up just one step in foul territory. Lou Piniella up for his second time. Lined out to the shortstop. Dave Phillips, his first time up. Roy White started in left field, came to bat twice, and gave way to Piniella. The pitch to Lou. Breaking ball, low and outside. Ball one. They have completed 7 innings at Fenway Park. Kansas City leads Boston 3-0. The set by Tate and the pitch. Curve ball, and it's in for a strike. Piniella was ducking away, and that ball broke right over the plate. Outfield pretty much straight away for Lou Piniella, with the left fielder Kingman shaded just a bit towards center. Tate's 1-1 pitch. Lou swings, bounces one off the glove of the pitcher, fielded by the shortstop over to second, and he threw the ball away. Here comes Mason on his way home as Milner chases the ball down. Stanley goes to third, and Piniella's at first base. The Yankees lead 5-0. Bouncer right back up the middle. Tate got his glove up, deflected the ball over to shortstop where Phillips got it and then threw it away, trying to go to Heidemann at second for the force play on Fred Stanley. It will be an error on the shortstop Phillips on his throw. And therefore no run batted in. Ronnie Bloomberg steps in. Takes the first pitch outside. Check that. Must have got the outside corner. They put up a strike. Runners first and third, one out. The infield at double play depth. The pitch to Ronnie. Breaking ball inside at the knees. Tate ready. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball is high and inside. 2 balls and a strike to Bloomberg. Ronnie has been up once and doubled down the right field line in the 6th inning. And now Tate steps off. Stanley at third, Piniella at first. The next pitch, high and outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, the runners lead out. To the belt, Tate, the pitch, high and outside. Bloomberg is on, the bases are loaded. Stanley at third, Piniella at second, Bloomberg now at first. And the batter is Bob Oliver. Oliver sent a sky-high pop-up to the third baseman, Wayne Garrett, his first time up. Full windup by Tate. His pitch over the head of the catcher all the way to the backstop. Here comes Stanley trying to score, and he's safe. Fred Stanley scores on a wild pitch. That ball hit the glass gate directly behind home plate at the backstop. Bounced right back to Stearns, the catcher. He flipped the ball to his pitcher, Randy Tate, covering the plate. It was a close play, but Stanley is safe. The Yankees lead 6-0, and that's a wild pitch. On the play, Piniella went to third, and Bloomberg to second. One out, runners second and third. Now the infield comes in. The full windup, the pitch to Oliver, high again. Ball 2. Look in for the sign, the wind, the kick, the pitch to Oliver, swing and a miss. That pitch was high again, but Oliver evidently liked the looks of it. Next pitch, swing and a miss on a high fastball, 2-2. Well, in left field, Dave Kingman has gone back just about as far as he can go against Bob Oliver. 2-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. Yankees in front 6-0 here in the 7th inning. Scoring on a single by Dempsey, a double by Mason, a walk to Stanley, an error by the shortstop, and a wild pitch. Oliver takes a breaking pitch, strike 3 called. That time Randy Tate dropped it in right around his knees. So there were 2 down. And Chris Chambliss the batter. The attendance tonight here at Shea, 26,427. So, Dom Valentino, you were pretty close on your estimate.
Not bad. I'm usually about 10,000 off. Tonight I was a little closer.
Chris Chambliss is 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Left-hand hitter swings and misses. Strike 1. Walt Williams is on deck. Chambliss is the 8th Yankee to come to bat here in the 7th. Wind up by Tate, the kick and the pitch. Strike 2 call. Breaking pitch. No balls, 2 strikes to Chambliss. Tate ready again, deals. Fastball is bounced to the right side and on through to right field, base hit. Here comes 1 run. Here comes Bloomberg. He'll score, and the Yankees now lead 8-0 on the throw. Chambliss goes on to second. So Chris Chambliss placed 2 more runs with a bouncing single to right field. He went on to second base on the throw home. As Lou Piniella scores run number 7, Ron Bloomberg trots home with run number 8. Chambliss now with 4 runs batted in the ball game, half the Yankee total. It's 8-0, and now the Yankees have batted around as Walt Williams steps in. Walt swings, loops one out into shallow right center field. That's going to be in for the base hit. Here comes Chambliss around third. And the throw back to first base, Williams gets back. Gene Clines fielded the ball, looked toward home, so he could not get Chambliss. Then threw back to first base, and Walt Williams had to scramble back on his hands and knees. The crowd reacts as Yogi Berra goes to the mound. The Yankees now lead 9-0 as Walt Williams gets his first base hit and his second run batted in the ball game. Williams had a little looping fly ball in the shallow right center. Neither Clines nor Jesus Alou could get to it. Yogi has had a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. He will make a pitching change, and right now, the new pitcher is making his way to the mound. Now, Dom, it was just not the night for Randy Tate, but it's going to be the night for a lot of folks around the New York area here at Shea. How about some of those community nights?
We've got quite a few of them coming up, as you well know, Frank. Tomorrow night is Greenwich, Connecticut night. And then on May 17th, that'll be Saturday night. Want to remind you, it's going to be New York Islanders night. The New York Islanders, who did such an outstanding job in the National Hockey League playoffs, will be honored here at Shea Stadium. Their general manager, Bill Torrey, the coach, Al Arbor, the entire team, Holly Chester, the public relations director, Mike Manzer, the vice president of the Nets and Islanders. Their entire organization will be honored here before the game on Saturday night. And then on May 20th, it's going to be Flushing, New York night here at Shea Stadium.
All right, Don, the new pitcher for the New York Mets will be Jerry Cram, a right-hander. So it was just not the night for Randy Tate as he faced 9 Yankee batters in the 7th inning. Got 2 of them out. Could have had the 3rd out except for the throwing error by the shortstop, Dave Phillips. So Tate will be charged with 6 runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, one strikeout. Make that 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and a wild pitch. The Yankees 9 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. The Mets no runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. Little impromptu music down below us in competition with the organ here at Shea Stadium tonight. On the scoreboard, Kansas City 3, Boston nothing. The Red Sox are batting in the bottom half of the 8th. Cleveland has tied Minnesota 2-2 at the end of 2. Milwaukee defeated Texas 3-2 in the completion of their suspended game from last night. And Milwaukee leads in the regular game 3-0 in the bottom half of the 3rd. In the National League this afternoon, the Cubs beat Houston 4-2. Atlanta leads Montreal 4-0 in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and that game has been delayed by rain. The Phillies beat Cincinnati 6-3 in their first game and are leading 1-0 in the nightcap at the end of 4. Jerry Cram in the regular National League season had pitched 4 innings in 3 games, a record of 0-1, allowing 6 hits and 3 earned runs. First man to face him for the Yankees will be Rick Dempsey. And Dempsey started it all off with a single to center field. Since then, the Yankees have scored 6 times here in the 7th inning and lead 9-0. First pitch to Dempsey. Fastball is over for a strike. Milner holding Williams on at first base. Cram starts his stretch. Into the belt. The kick, the pitch. Dempsey swings. It's a sharp grounder at shortstop. Phillips is up with it. Flips to Heidemann for the 3rd out to retire the side. But the Yankees in the inning come up with 6 runs, 4 hits. There was a Met error and 1 man left on base. In the middle of the 7th, it's the Yankees 9 and the Mets nothing.
Jake in the sights down the Hudson, Adirondacks and Catskills so tall. For seeing and doing, glorious viewing, New York State has it all.
And there's a free 96-page book filled with fantastic vacations only hours away. It's called Vacation Lands, and it features 190 color photos picturing 800 resorts and attractions. The variety will amaze you. The grandeur of Howe Caverns, Whitehall, the birthplace of the U.S. Navy, Rip Van Winkle country, the grave of John Brown, a Dutch tulip festival, aerial dogfights in World War I planes, historic mansions, even castles, magnificent mountains for hiking, 17th century Huguenot houses, a butterfly museum, and lots more. You'll find it all in Vacation Lands because
only New York State has it all.
For your free copy of the 96-page Vacation Lands book, write to Vacation Lands, Post Office Box 1549, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10019.
For your free copy of the Department of Commerce book, write Vacation Lands, P.O. Box 1549, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10019. That's Vacation Lands, P.O. Box 1549, Radio Station, New York, 10019. Frank?
Okay, Dom, and it's going to be Gene Kleins leading off for the New York Mets as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Kleins, a right-hand batter. Kleins in the regular season was batting .111. He had 3 singles for 27 trips. And the first pitch to him from Ken Clay, a fastball is over the inside corner, strike 1. Next pitch, breaking pitch, high. 1-1. On deck for the Mets, right fielder Jesus Alou. Play ready. Kicks and fires. Fastball is hit right back through the box. Base hit into center field. So Kleins is on with a leadoff single for the Mets. Jesus Alou will be batting for the first time. As I recall the story, Jesus Alou was out of baseball back at his home, and he got a phone call from the Mets. Wanted to know if he wanted to play ball for him. And he said, certainly. He's hitting .278 for the regular season. Right-hand batter, and he takes high and inside, ball one. To my knowledge, Jesus is the youngest of the three Alou brothers. One-0 pitch. Low and inside to the right-hand hitter. I believe they go in this order. Felipe, the elder. Matty, the middle brother. And Jesus, the youngest. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Swung so hard he went down on one knee. The Yankees lead at 9-0, bottom half of the 7th inning. Pitch, swung on, hit in the air to right center field, may drop for the base hit and does. Bloomberg cuts it off in the gap, turns around, fires, but his throw is way off the mark as Jesus goes on into second base. And they'll give him a double on that. Gene Kleins goes to third. So quickly the Mets have 2 men on with nobody out, and the batter is John Milner, who has gone all the way at first base. He has 1 for 2. With Milner up there, second baseman Fred Stanley goes back in the grass. Chambliss back to the grass, guarding the line. And the pitch swung on and looped down the left field line. Hurrying on for it, Pinella's still going. He's there, makes a one-handed catch. Here comes the runner for the plate. Kleins to throw, and he's out! Kleins is out at home on the throw by Pinella. The throw came through to Dempsey. He stepped up the line about 1 stride, took the throw, dove at Kleins, and tagged him out. And you have to feel that is not a good gamble when you're trailing by 9 runs. That is the second double play for the Yankees, both of them involving an outfielder. Bobby Bonds threw out John Milner back in the second inning. In comes Garrett, and the pitch to him is low from Ken Clay. To set the pitch. Must have been low. Looked like it had the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. Back in the second inning, Garrett lined out to Bobby Bonds, and Bonds doubled Milner off first. Ball 3 comes in low. 3 balls and no strikes. Garrett tonight is 0 for 2. They play him to pull. And the pitch. High, ball 4. Here's Dave Kingman. The left fielder struck out twice tonight. And on deck, the catcher, John Stearns. Kingman, right-hand hitter. Play, checks the runner at second. Alou, and the pitch is fouled straight back. Strike 1. Yankees lead 9-0. There's the stretch by Clay. The youngster deals, pitches swung on and fouled off over toward the Yankee dugout down the third base line and fielded neatly in the dugout by manager Bill Burton. Runners lead away at first and second, and the pitch to Kingman. Swing swing and a miss. He struck him out. Dempsey dropped it, picked it up, and tagged him. And that retires the side. So for the Mets in the seventh, no runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. At the end of 7, it's the Yankees 9 and the Mets nothing.
If anybody says you can't beat inflation, tell them to go to Dodge. Waiting at the Dodge Boys now. $200 more in rebates on a new Dart, tradesman van, or light-duty carry van. When you buy or lease any new Dodge Dart from stock or a light-duty van, you'll get $200 cash back from Chrysler Corporation. The Dart gives you low purchase price, high resale value, and great gas mileage. The Tradesman Maxi van is the biggest in the business. All you do is make your best deal at the Dodge Boys on a new Dart or Dodge van. You'll get $200 cash back. But hurry, it's a limited time offer for retail customers only. One to a customer at participating Dodge dealers. So if anybody says you can't beat inflation,
Just tell them you know where they should go. Tell them to go to Dodge.
see your local participating Dodge dealer today.
We go to the 8th inning here at Shea Stadium. For those of you who are interested, of the 6 runs scored against Randy Tate, only 2 were earned. Jerry Cram relieved, and he'll start off the 8th inning on the mound for the Mets. Pitching to Jim Mason, Fred Stanley, and then the pitcher, Kenny Clay, unless we see a pinch hitter. Whitey Ford is working with somebody out there in the Yankee bullpen. Mason doubled to drive in a run in the Yankees' 6-run 7th inning. Mason is 1 for 3. They play him straight away, infield and outfield. The pitch to him high and outside from Cram. The windup by the right-hander, and the pitch. Taken high again, ball 2. He comes in with a strike. Milwaukee leads Texas 3-1 at the end of 3 innings. And the Red Sox are batting in the bottom half of the ninth. Kansas City has them shut out 3-0 so far. The pitch to Mason. He takes it high for ball 3, and it's 3-1. Cram winds and offers. And Mason swings, bounces one to the first base side of the mound. Cram takes it on the hop, races to the bag, gets Mason and runs into first base. Umpire Hank Soar. Soar was hit harder than that in his football days. Fred Stanley, the batter. Stanley is 0 for 2, flied out twice and walked once. He swings in the first pitch, chops it 2 off to short. Phillips has it, guns him down 2 away. And now we're going to have Greg Nettles batting for pitcher Kenny Clay. Up the first pitch to Nettles. Low and inside, ball 1. He takes a breaking ball over, 1-1. Nettles during the regular season batting .210, couple of home runs, 13 RBIs. Cram rocks and deals, pitches outside, 2-1. Lou Piniella is on deck. And the 2-1 pitch coming. Nettles takes a fastball over knee high, 2-2. The windup, 2-2 delivery. Swung on, hit on the ground to second base. Coming up with it, Heineman on to first. Nettles is out, and so are the Yankees. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across. In the middle of the 8th, it's the Yankees 9, the Mets nothing.
Shows, hills, and lakes and Chautauqua. Barge down the Erie Canal. Drive, bike, or hike it. You're gonna like it. New York State has it all.
And it's all in our free book, Vacation Land. 96 pages filled with fantastic vacations, only hours away. You like mountains to look at, mountains to climb? Try the majestic Adirondacks or the rolling Catskills. You want lakes, bays, and rivers? For swimming, snorkeling, sailing, and skiing? Try the Thousand Islands, the St. Lawrence Seaway, or the beautiful Finger Lakes. You enjoy history? Step into it yourself at Fort Ticonderoga and West Point. And for sheer majesty, surrender to the sweep of Niagara Falls. Do it all, see it all, in New York State. Because
only New York State has it all.
For your free copy of the 96-page Vacation Lands book, write to Vacation Lands, P.O. Box 1549, Radio City Station, New York, 10019.
Your free copy of the Department of Commerce book, write Vacation Lands, P.O. Box 1549, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10019. That's Vacation Lands, P.O. Box 1549, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10019.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Lou Piniella of the New York Yankees. When I'm not playing baseball, I listen to Long John Neville and Candy Jones right here on WMCA, New York.
Well, Dom, I'm going to have to apologize to Dave Pagan and our listeners. It was Pagan who was in there pitching, and I was calling him Ken Clay. Clay is in, so it's my mistake, and I readily admit it, and I beg your pardon. So now we've got Kenny Clay in the ball game.
Well, Frank, it's very easy to do, not to defend you because you don't need any defense, but, for example, Ken Clay's number 52 isn't even on the roster of the program, so I'm sure fans realize those things happen.
All right, Kenny Clay is in there pitching now, and again, my apologies to Dave Pagan and our listeners. So Pagan went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs. He walked 1 and struck out 1. And leading off for the New York Nets, catcher John Stearns. Ed Herman is now catching for the Yankees. Eddie Leon is down at third. Let's see, let me check that, because Dempsey moved down to third base. And Bob Oliver has gone over to first. All right, here's the pitch, and Stearns takes it low for a ball. So put Dempsey at third, and Oliver over at first. Herman catching, and now we have Kenny Clay in the ball game. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled back upstairs. Right-hander, as was Pagan. The kick and the pitch. Swung out, hit in the air to left field. Piniella almost in his tracks, waiting for it to come down, and he's got it. So there's one away. Cranepool will bat now for Cram. Ed Cranepool batting for Jerry Cram. Cranepool, very popular among Mets fans and very popular among all the folks who know him. Very likable young man. Left-hand hitter. And Clay's pitch to him is a called strike 1. Mike Phillips is on deck. Dempsey playing him wide at third base. And the next pitch. Swung on, looped out over shortstop. It's going to drop for the base hit. Lou Piniella cuts it off in the hole in left center, and Cranepool is on. Well, that's nothing new for Cranepool. He's been on quite a few times this season, batting .308 in the regular season for the Mets. The Mets have picked up their 7th base hit. The Yankees lead 9-0. We've got the score right. And the pitch to Phillips comes in low for a ball. The next pitch, low, ball 2. Right-hand pitching Ken Clay, left-hand hitting Dave Phillips. Crane pulled at first, Oliver playing behind the bag. Infield, set for the double play, and the pitch. Low again, ball 3. Three balls and no strikes, 1 out. Jack Heidemann is on deck for the Mets. And the 3-0 pitch will be coming. Here it is. It's inside, ball 4. So the Mets have 2 on. Cranepool moving down to second. Phillips on at first, and Jack Heidemann, the batter. Heidemann, a right-hand batter. Gene Kleins is on deck. Looks down for his sign, checks back at second base. The right-hander's pitch, breaking ball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. And now Heidemann steps out. Looks down at third base for a sign from the coach, Eddie Yost. Pitch coming. He takes a fastball over for a strike, 1-1. Blumberg plays him in a bit in right field. Williams straight away in center. And the same for Piniella in left. Mason and Stanley and Dempsey at third look for the ground ball. The pitch to him. He takes a strike call, and it's 2-2. Make it 1-2. Now Clay walks off the pitcher's mound, puts his fingers to his lips, rubs up the baseball. Has the sign, drops the hands, and the pitch. Swung on, foul back, and that will be out of play. Herman came back looking for it, but it falls on the screen. I found the Yankee clubhouse before the game, and I did not see Dave Fagan, and I did not know he had been called up for this game. I knew that they had called Bob Johnson and Kenny Clay, and I talked to Clay for a little while. He kicks and he deals. The pitch is popped up foul again toward the seats outside of first. Clay had compiled a record of 2 wins and no losses over at West Haven. He had started 4 games, 26 innings, 24 hits, 8 walks, 15 strikeouts, and an earned run average of 4.15. 1-2 pitch. It is high, a fastball, 2-2. Yankees lead 9-0. Clay takes the sign from Ed Herman. Seems to have trouble picking it up. Now he's ready. And the 2-2 pitch. It is high and inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Heidemann. The rain did not stop in Montreal, and that game has been postponed. It washed out a 4-0 Atlanta lead in the bottom half of the 4th inning. So they are postponed in Montreal. Clay ready to work. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Clay just reared back and ripped a fastball in. Heidemann couldn't find it. So 2 down. Runners at first and second, and the batter, Gene Kleins. Kleins singled his first time up. And then was thrown out at the plate trying to score from first base on Jesus, or rather trying to score from third base on John Milner's fly ball to Pinella. There's a ball hit in the air to right field, drops in front of Bloomberg, and the Mets may get their first run. The throw goes into second base. Kranepool scores, and it's a 9-1 ball game. Kleins delivers his second base hit. Little looper into shallow right field. Bloomberg coming in could not get to it. Base hit, run batted in, and the Mets are on the scoreboard. On to third base, Mike Phillips. And with 2 outs, runners at first and third, the batter will be Jesus Alou. In the 7th, with Alou at second and Kleins at third. First pitch. Oh, and it hit him in the helmet. He is hit in the batting helmet so hard the ball bounces all the way down to third base where Dempsey grabs it. And Yogi Berra quickly comes out. There's where those helmets are so great. He was hit right in the helmet by a pitch. And now gets up and walks down to first base, evidently assuring Yogi Berra and the trainer that he's okay. So Alou, hit by the pitch, goes to first base. Kleins moves on down to second. The Mets have the bases loaded. The batter will be Milner. We start to say in the 7th inning with Kleins at third and Alou at second. John Milner hit an opposite field fly ball. Pinella in left took it. Kleins tagged up at third, tried to score after the catch, and Pinella's perfect throw to Rick Dempsey cut down Kleins. So Ken Clay faces a bases loaded, 2-out situation. Milner, left-hand hitter, is 2 for 3, and he takes low. Phillips at third, Kleins at second, Jesus Alou at first. Full windup by Clay. His pitch, Milner swings. It's a fly ball to deep center. Walt Williams on his horse. Going back, he won't get it. It's over his head into the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. The 3rd run will score as Mason cuts the throw off. And it is now a 9-4 ball game. A bases clearing double by Milner over the head of center fielder Walt Williams. Garrett comes on. The Mets have come to life here in the 8th inning. Having been shut out through 7, they have now scored 4 times here in the 8th. Runner at second, 2 down. Wayne Garrett is the 8th man to come up. The pitch from Clay on the outside corner, strike 1. In the Yankee bullpen, left-hander Larry Gura begins warming up. Clay checks second. Here's his pitch. Breaking ball hit on the ground to second base. Scooped by Fred Stanley is thrown to Oliver at first in time, and that retires the side. The Mets come up with 4 runs on only 3 base hits. They leave a man, and at the end of 8, the score, the Yankees 9 and the Mets 4.
If anybody says you can't beat inflation, tell them to go to Dodge. Waiting at the Dodge Boys now. $200 more in rebates on a new Dart, tradesman van, or light-duty carry van. When you buy or lease any new Dodge Dart from stock or a light-duty van, you'll get $200 cash back from Chrysler Corporation. The Dart gives you low purchase price, high resale value, and great gas mileage. The Tradesman Maxi van is the biggest in the business. All you do is make your best deal at the Dodge Boys on a new Dart or Dodge van. You'll get $200 cash back. But hurry, it's a limited time offer for retail customers only. 1 to a customer at participating Dodge dealers.
So if anybody says you can't beat inflation,
Just tell them you know where they should go. Tell them to go to Dodge.
See your local participating Dodge dealer today.
Well, the Mets make another pitching change, bringing in Bob Apodaca, right-hander. And we go to the ninth inning. The Yankees will bring up the top of the batting order. Let's see. Cranepool stays in the ball game to play first base. And let's see. Any other changes? I don't see them, but tonight you can't rely on it. Now, that's the only one. Ed Cranepool at first base. Bob Apodaca on the mound. Apodaca has no record in the regular season for the Mets. He's relieved 5 times, pitched 11 1/3 innings, allowed 2 runs, 8 hits, walked 3 and struck out 3. He has been credited with 2 saves. Mets bullpen has saved 5 games in National League Championship play this year. Apodaca has 2, Baldwin has 2. And Hall has 1. Lou Piniella, the batter. Piniella is 0 for 2, line to the shortstop, and also reached on a throwing error by the shortstop, Dave Phillips. Apodaca's first pitch swung on and looped foul into the crowd down the right field line. Strike 1 to Piniella. It's all over. Kansas City shut out Boston 3-0. Final score, KC 3, Boston 0. Piniella fouls one back right below us. Strike 2. Steve Busby pitched that shutout for Kansas City. How many hits did he give up, Don?
For Kansas City, 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Red Sox, no runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Tee out the loser, 3 and 5. Busby, the winner, 6 and 2.
Wow. Piniella on a check swing hits a one-hopper to Cranepool. He fields it, flips over to Apodaca covering, and there's 1 away. Well, let's see. We will probably see Steve Busby in that series here with Kansas City, starting Monday night, May 19th, Tuesday night, May 20th, and Wednesday night, May 21st. Busby now 6 and 2. Here's the pitch to Bloomberg. He bunts, pops it over the pitcher's head, charging in the shortstop, and Bloomberg beats it out. Ronnie Bloomberg surprising with a bunt. He popped it up, but just over the head of Apodaca. Phillips charged the ball, but could not make a play on Bloomberg. That is base hit number 9 for the Yankees. The Yankees lead 9-4, and Bob Oliver, the batter. Oliver has popped up and been called out on strikes. He takes a breaking pitch low and outside. Stearns had to get out on his knees to block it. Catcher Ed Herman is on deck. Next pitch to Oliver, swung on and fouled back just off the screen. Apodaca is the 4th pitcher used by the Mets. Stone, Tate, Cram preceded him. There's a bouncing foul off the left side, just past the Yankee dugout. Bloomberg trots back to first base. One ball and 2 strikes on Bob Oliver. Apodaca comes set. The pitch outside, 2 and 2. Yankees lead at 9-4. Bloomberg at first, 1 out. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Blocked nicely by Stearns. 3 and 2. The Yankees have employed 4 pitchers tonight. So have the Mets. Pitch to Oliver. Swung on, bounced to third, backing off. Garrett has, goes to second out there, back to first, double play, and that retires the side. Garrett to Heineman to Cranepool. And for the Yankees in the 9th, no runs, a base hit, nobody left. At the end of 8 1/2, the score, the Yankees 9 and the Mets 4.
Community nights at Shea. Well, for years, towns and cities have honored the New York Yankees. Now it's our turn to do the honoring. Communities from all over the metropolitan area will be making their way to Shea Stadium to celebrate their night. For example, tomorrow night is Greenwich, Connecticut night. And then on May 20th, it'll be Flushing, New York night. We want to remind you also that on Saturday night, May the 17th, it'll be New York Islanders night, and the New York Yankees will be honoring the New York Islanders in pregame ceremonies prior to the game between the Yankees and the Oakland Athletics. That'll be on Saturday night. And then, of course, on Sunday afternoon, it's Shirt Day. 2 great events on one day. The Yankees play host to the Oakland A's, and a shirt that all youngsters up to age 14 will be thrilled to wear. A pinstripe replica of the regular Yankee uniform shirt made of polyester that will last for seasons to come. And it's complete with a knit collar and Yankee insignia.
We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Ken Clay will be working to Kingman, Stearns, and Cranepool. Yankees pitchers tonight. Mike Wallace started, pitched 2 innings, allowed 3 hits, struck out 1. Bob Johnson, down from Syracuse, pitched 3 innings, allowed 1 hit, and struck out 2. Dave Pagan pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, and struck out 1 and walked 1. Ken Clay was tagged for 4 runs on 3 hits, a walk, and a hit batsman in the 8th inning. So Clay will try to wind it up now against the lower third of the Mets batting order. Kingman leads it off. Enjoying tonight's game and staying until the last out, the commissioner of baseball, Mr. Bowie Kuhn. In box seats, sitting next to Yankee President Gabe Paul, down by the Mets dugout. Wind up by Clay, the pitch to Kingman. Low and outside on a curveball, ball 1. Kingman has struck out all 3 times up tonight. Right-hand hitter, he'd struck out 27 times during the regular season. Swings on this one and bounces a foul down the third base line. Rick Dempsey getting a little glove practice, scoots over well into foul territory to field it. Clay winds, 1-1 pitch. Swung on and chopped foul again. Again down the left side. Minnesota leads Cleveland 4-2. They're in the bottom half of the 5th. Milwaukee 3, Texas 1 at the end of 4. Milwaukee won the suspended game 3-2. Wind up, the pitch to Kingman. Has the plate, strike 3 called, and Kingman is out on strikes for the 4th time tonight. The second strikeout for Ken Clay. And now the catcher, John Stearns. 1 out, nobody on. Yankees leading 9-4 in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Clay's first pitch to Stearns. In the dirt. Scooped by catcher Ed Herman. Ball 1. Clay reading Herman's sign. Rocks and deals, a fastball low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes on John Stearns. Clay into the windup. And the fastball is over, called strike. Stearns is 0 for 3 tonight. Grounded twice to short, flied to left, and the pitch. Outside, 3-1. In the National League this afternoon, the Cubs downed Houston 4-2. Atlanta and Montreal rained out, with Atlanta leading 4-0 in the 4th inning. The game has been called by rain. 3-1 pitch. Stearns bounces one to short. Mason on the second hop, fires low, and Oliver scoops it beautifully at first base. A low throw, and Oliver scooped it on the short hop. 2 away. And now Ed Kranepool. Kranepool pinch hit in the 8th inning. And singled. Stayed in the ball game to play first base. Tomorrow night, the Yankees and the Oakland A's. Pat Dobson against 7-game winner Vida Blue. There's a ball hit in the air to deep left, but Piniella is there waiting for it. He's got it. The ball game is over, and the Yankees have won the Mayor's Trophy game. That's it. The Yankees win it 9-4. We'll be back with tonight's game totals after this message.
For some, only greatness is good enough. They dream bigger, set their sights higher, and work a lot harder. The brewers of Schaefer Beer have worked their dream since 1842, perfecting a beer with a rare quality of flavor that never fades.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. More than one. Schaefer pleasure doesn't fade even when your thirst is done.
Today, among America's great premium lagers, the one that came first is still the one. The one that always delivers. The one that comes through glass after glass.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Here are your totals on the ball game. For the New York Yankees, 9 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. The New York Mets, 4 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher will be Bob Johnson, who pitched 3 strong innings for the Yankees. And the losing pitcher is the Mets starter, George Stone. The Yankees got a couple of runs in the 4th inning. Single by Maddox. Double by Bonds. Chambliss got a run in, grounding out to second base. Williams got a run in with a fly ball to left field. Single tally in the 6th inning. Driven in again by Chambliss with a base hit to right center following a double by Ronnie Bloomberg. And then the Yankees broke it wide open in the 7th inning, scoring 6 runs on 4 hits. Couple of walks, a throwing error by the shortstop, Phillips. Chambliss winds up the night with 4 runs batted in. Came to bat in the ball game, 4 times. Had 2 for 4. And, let's see, Dom Valentino, you got some awards that we give out in this Mayor's Trophy game?
We've got the Butterfinger Candy Bar Fielding Award. Goes to Elliot Maddox tonight. Elliot Maddox made that great throw in the 1st inning, and he nailed Del Unser trying to go to third base. Walt Williams took the throw and made the tag. It was a tremendous throw, as you remember, Frank. No hops, nothing, just right on the money, a real shotgun throw, and he got Unser coming in.
And he also made that great catch on Mike Phillips, I think, in the 3rd inning.
Another great play. He sure earned his Butterfingers tonight on both of those great plays. And the Yankees, maybe this will be a little bit of a cure-all, Frank. They get back into the game.
They did. They saw some good pitching tonight from Bob Johnson, who is working at Syracuse, from Dave Pagan. And so if they're looking for pitching, I'm sure that Bill Burton will file those thoughts away in his mind, or Whitey Ford will put them down in his little black book. So that's just about the story, Dom, on our ball game tonight.
Final score again, 9-4. Ironically, the same score as last year in the Mayor's Trophy game. And the Yankees now lead in the 13th annual game 7-6. This program was brought to you by authority of the New York Yankee Baseball Club under rights purchased by the Manchester Broadcasting Company. Any rebroadcast or the use of this play-by-play description without written consent is prohibited. And we want to remind you that New York Yankee Baseball is a production of Manchester Broadcasting Productions Incorporated, which is contracted for and has the exclusive rights to the broadcast of these games, including selection of the announcers with approval by the New York Yankees and WMCA. The next Yankee broadcast will be tomorrow night when the Yankees will meet the Oakland A's here at Shea Stadium. Well, this is Dom Valentino along with Frank Messer, Phil Rizzuto, Bill White, who has the night off. He'll be back with us tomorrow. Saying so long from Shea Stadium in New York. Once again, the final score in the 13th annual Mayor's Trophy game, the New York Yankees 9 and the New York Mets 4.
Today's game has been brought to you by New York State Vacation Lands, your guide to the New York State vacation of your life. By the Schaefer Brewing Company of New York. Remember, Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. By Getty, the company that would like you to shop around for premium gasoline, because more often than not, Getty has the best prices. And by the New York, New Jersey, Fairfield County Dodge Boys, who are now offering $200 cash rebates on Dodge Darts and Vans.
Your Chrysler Plymouth dealer would like to announce some good news. Chrysler is back with a rebate, and here's some more good news. Your Chrysler Plymouth dealer not only has a great new rebate, he's also got the cars that are number one in most of the things you want most in a compact. Take gas mileage. According to the EPA's buyer guide, Duster and Valiant 6s got better gas mileage than the most popular 6s offered by Chrysler's major competitors. And room? Well, according to Automotive Industry's Roominess Index, Valiant 4-doors are the roomiest in their class. And now, for a limited time only, buy or lease any 75 Valiant, Duster, or Scamp, and Chrysler will give you $200 back. And that's after you've made your best deal with your dealer. But an offer this good has to be limited to cars in stock, retail customers only, at participating Chrysler Plymouth dealers. So for a great rebate, plus a great deal on his entire lineup of fine cars, see your Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
This is Dialogue Radio 57, WMCA, New York.